presence and keeping Cloud9 Blue interested. They still have good positioning here for this A attack. They have 4 players strong.
Gravity Wall is going to be inspired by the time that this Paranoia is eventually shrugged off. At least the first couple of eliminations, and then the lineup. Beautiful hold here from Cloud9. Poised, who was playing through mid-map, is now by themselves. 1v3, should know Leaf is close. Finds the first one cleanly. Zeppa low on the site. This is a 1v1 for the time being, as you're still waiting for the defensive Killjoy to rotate over, and Poise, who collects the spike, actually will have a look at this. But the problem is, has he completely lost Zeppa, never even fully clears the back boxes, and Zeppa just comes around, makes sure, yep, that is indeed a plant. I'll get the free kill, and Cloud9 Blue go up 3-0.
That's just a case of, you know, Cloud9 Blue putting a lot of trust in Mitch to just anchor that B-bomb site with all of that utility, and then they just had, you know, kind of one person kind of keeping an eye on the spawn push once we did see that Poise was putting some pressure towards Market and Pizza, but they still wanted having 4 players on the side itself when the attack came in, and that's just going to be too much to handle for Rise. They just had no idea they were up against that type of stack. Couldn't have known, really, and they just ran into a brick wall, basically, and now they have to just go for their beta pistols.
All right, here, what do you got for us, Rise?
Baru bangun apa nih? Iya nih. Kita nobar nih Cloud9 Blue lawan Rise tadi menang 1-0 kan.
Shanks will be able to earn himself in the Blade Storm. Neptune as well, run it back. So all-door possession for Rise continues to be successful for him.
Yeah, I mean, that just controlling these lobbies early and getting these orbs is definitely a part of Rise's game plan. Cloud9 we'll get aggressive that middle. Daggers come out from Shanks. He spots these 2 players middle, only good for 1. Floppy and Leaf
tadi di map splitnya kalah dari Cloud9,
also taking control of A lobby with Shanks. Or Zeppa, rather.
Janji menang lawan Nbox 2-1. Oh, emang iya?
Decent look, like you mentioned, mid-map. If those kills curve up, maybe there's an opportunity for Rise to start collecting weapons. And once again, we kind of had the same conversation we did in round number 2, where numbers and weapons could provide them a thrifty. But that interaction does not
Nobar
unfold the way that
Qualifier
would have
langsung
expected.
YouTube gua
Regardless of the
Let's
situation,
go.
still Cloud9 Blue up 4-0 early, but this the first real look for Rise now on their offense as they have a full person available.
Yeah, this is their second buy, basically.
Katanya masih belum boleh pakai kayu kan, biasanya 3 minggu. 3 minggu apa sebulan, 2 sampai sebulan baru boleh pakai yang baru. Kalau dari Poise kaget kan, Cloud9 Blue-nya lagi kuat banget jadi defendernya, cok. Cuman tadi di split mereka kalah.
Once more, Cloud9 Blue aggressive off the start.
Phantom ini, wah.
Aldron's gonna be a lot of information. At this point, you just don't peek this. Let this Empress expire and then set up for your execute. At least that would be the normal call. Leaf has to back
left,
Leaf. That will indeed be the case here for Rise. Just waiting for that to expire.
Yep.
Good call here.
Cloud9 realizing that the jig was up.
Rata-rata jebolan CS.
By Rise to kind of clear that out with the Aldron. Now they'll gather up on A again, though they're going to have to fight through a lot of Killjoy utility. That could do a lot of damage or do a lot of stalling tactics, but there's not quite a rotation yet from Cloud9 Blue to help assist this A side, and Shanks just charges through.
Yeah, gets right to the nanostorm, but cannot get through Mitch, who actually finds 1.
Running back-nya buat nutup itu doang tuh
trying to clear out the garden and trying to make the long rotation.
4 lawan 4 retake
nothing with it. Poise trying to rotate. Not going to cut off any defensive rotation. Spike gets blinded, and Derek and Suba will combine for 2 immediately after the plant.
Halo juga. Suaranya kayak double emang ya?
Favoring Rise, but Zeta's found 1. Trade will be there, and it all falls on the shoulders of Floppy. And this is a very tough one.
Sorry. Dari Spiker ini.
Where is Derek? And now he's found it. Floppy has the information on where these last 2 members are, but
opportunity for Supa, but that's not a gunfight. Supa will lose all too often. Brought down to 2 HP, but neither to say, Rise able to win the gunfight, put themselves on the board.
Yeah, good strong attack into A site.
Nih, aneh jam segini pasti.
Killjoy utility and finding success. And again, they're also setting the steam that could be played into later, which is their constant mid-presence. Poise has constantly been a nuisance there. Constantly using it for flanks, sort of cut off rotations, and that eventually can be used for B-splits through market. That eventually might cause
tadi salahnya Reina-nya sih menurut gua tadi.
It can be kind of a conditioning phase that Rise are putting C9 Blue through, so that could come into play. Also, consider the fact that they still have lockdown available. They didn't use it there. Now they also have Cosmic Divide and Hunter's Fury, so they have a lot of tools at their disposal to, you know, keep the good times rolling this second side and start closing the gap on the scoreboard.
Putting a aggression coming through, and Zeppa finds one.
Emang ngusir AWP di sini tuh
Cloudburst to make
susah
sure he
banget.
stays
Wah,
safe, but the spam from Derek through the wall.
ditembusin balik, Cok.
Rally up to a 4v4.
Korea tadi siang ya?
Now
Iya,
drop down
Korea
the
tadi
expense.
siang.
Zeppa will deny it, backs down from
Korea
the
sama kita
elevation, but
beda berapa
Rise
jam sih?
now
Gua
knowing
lupa.
that okay, this
look
is
at
not a
this.
safe angle, but Leaf around the back has cut off the rotation, or has he? Neptune
jeleknya
for one to respond, and
Phantom tuh
Cloud9 are
gitu.
actually still committed to this play mid-map. Neptune will throw up the wall to sustain off of, but depending on the timing of this peak, he might be able to find a couple more eliminations mid-map, but
Kalau nggak Killjoy-nya nih.
This is another round where
Dia
Cloud9
masih-
Blue's mid-aggression has been absolutely caught and might get busted even more as Neptune's still watching out for it. The rest are already running towards A side, but this is great. That kill on middle gives Cloud9 Blue a guaranteed way back to A. Cosmic Divide will block some of the key areas. Also, those stars are really going to make it difficult for Zeppa to stick around and defend this actual take. He's getting lit up right now.
30 seconds left.
Gila sih, ada Hunter Fury. Wah, dia nggak ngebuat post plan, tapi buat ngancurin anjir. Gila, Cok.
Misses. The opportunity from the double down was there, though. Zeppa up top by himself. The rest of the Cloud9 retake gonna have to beat through tree.
PCT Indo tuh kalau minggu depan deh.
Waiting very patiently, but Zeppa and Floppy turn this now into a 1v1. Zeppa at low health. Shock dart in a perfect position from Derek.
Apaan itu
That
anjir?
will clutch up the round. Also had recon bolt if he needed it, and the conversation of do we want the operator will result in a no as Rise
Oh
finds
gila
their
sih,
second
line up-nya
tally.
ke situ, men.
Indeed, they do, and now the economy
Oh,
starts to
nggak
run
dari
dry for
anjir.
Cloud9 Blue. They're going to have to go for shares only here. They still have a lockdown available on the Rise side of things, by the way.
Iya,
Yes, Hunter's Fury and Cosmic
ini
Divide came out. It was
serunya
for
DNA
previews.
ada
They
qualifiernya
controlled
di
A
live
site.
gitu.
They did such a great job with
Gue
those
berharap
Astro
Indo
Stars,
nextnya
just
bakal lebih.
denying
Dulu kan ada
Zeppa
di live,
any
cuman
comfortability
gue nggak tahu
on
juga
that A
sekarang jadi
Raptor
nggak
to
di
be able to
live.
come out and cause more
Jadi
disturbances.
ya,
Yeah, he got the
mudah-mudahan
opening pick
week
in B
depan,
lobby early
week
on.
selanjutnya
but
stage 2
Rise
ya.
able to recover
Itu
just
ada
fine.
live-nya
Again,
lah,
they're
qualifier.
really limiting Cloud9 Blue's impact with this mid-aggression.
Oh, but Shanks, first one forward, able to find one. That's not bad from Boys, able to go 1-for-1 and read that Cloud9 have heavily hit through B main. Spike will go down successfully, but Derek gets caught trying to reposition, and I think the question you pose is the important one. Why even bother peeking it? So now, weapons callied for Cloud9, and this is a realistic 3v3 they can win.
It is, because they've reclaimed some weapons as well. Shanks is low health at wide. If he gets unchecked, though, it could still be just fine here.
Free kill 2.
Oh, Shanks in the corner. Nobody expects to play through wine, and that I think is probably the angle that Derek should have been in the first place.
Cloud9 Blue-nya halfway.
Regardless, Rise in a very comfortable position. They will lock down Zeta, and that will mean that Rise 3 rounds in a row have gotten themselves right back into the map. But Cloud9 Blue able to bounce back here.
Halo.
As you would hope in round number 8, they'll have a full purchase.
Gara-gara gabut nih, gimana gue pengen coba buat aktif live lagi. Tapi kalau untuk main entah kenapa gue kurang gitu. Gak ada feel-nya buat main, live buat sambil main gitu. Pengennya bacot gitu.
Becomes big, and again, lockdown still available for Rise, but there's also one available for Cloud9 Blue for a retake, or maybe a hold to stop a site push, so a lot of factors in play here. Also, they could stop the lockdown of Rise with the Hunter's Fury. So they kind of own that home advantage right now going into this round. Could be a big factor.
Important round here early on in the first half. Mitch positioning all the utility
Superman
and market. He's going to be trusted to watch not just B, but realistically left half of the
nggak
map.
terlalu banyak perubahan meta sih, cuman
Yeah, but the
Astra
thing is that
Omen
Aldrome cleared out the entirety of middle.
sama-sama
So,
punya
I mean,
kelebihan masing-masing.
here that, you know, no mid control has been taken yet
Tapi
from Rise.
flashnya dari Cloud9 lebih banyak.
Inside A
Mungkin
lobby,
nanti
and they
pas
really haven't even
APK-nya
gotten
bakal
into B
lebih
lobby, so they don't have
dominan.
really any map
Karena
control.
memang
Zeppa does
punya
get pushed
2
off middle.
phaser,
That's going to allow them to
Omen
start
sama
taking
Reina.
control with their Phoenix.
This is all bait though. This lockdown is actually not a part of where the execute is. Zeta's going to be actually forced out of the Hunter's Fury. Neptune is still again lurking. These fake plays have been so successful for Rise, but there will not be the opportunity to turn this into kill pressure this time.
Kemarin aja di offline tuh 100%.
Neptune found no success off the run it back, so initially what looked like a really nice little bait and switch for Rise has all of a sudden turned into a 5v3 for the defenders of Cloud9.
Yeah, it looked like they were going to find a vulnerability at middle with Neptune right there with the Phoenix slipping through into the back calls, but he wound up getting absolutely caught. Now they're trying to tear through manually, but Leaf is maybe going to get the ace here. He will. Neptune down. Leaf the big hold on A. That fake got red like a book by Cloud9. And they'll extend that lead to 5-3.
Kenapa rank kayak
looking
dari
very
Diamond 3 ke
sharp.
Immortal tuh kayak setup-setupnya tuh udah mulai seru gitu. Jarak dekat semua.
This just holds the position. I mean, everyone's just running right into his line of sight. So thank you very much. That little strafe peeks that he's got all day long.
Cuman buat kena kepala kalau pakai
impressive tally from Leaf nonetheless.
Maksudnya kalau dingnya 110
round, but even still, Rise with the guaranteed success off their previous 3 rounds.
Aku berharap yang Berlin, iya. Masalah Sentinel itu udah secure bisa buat maju ke VCT. Berarti kan tuh udah ke TI-nya langsung, udah secure pasti gitu. Poinnya udah banyak banget masalahnya. Jadi ya sulit buat dikejar setup B. Temennya itu ditembakin. Udah sambil ulti tembakannya.
Little bit of help from Superman. Find that kill. Last one left alive is Neptune. Finally puts down Leaf, but nothing you could do. Stuck in the middle of the map, and I see what you're trying to do there, Shanks. But
tadi kalah masalahnya
that is absolutely a penalization that will come through more often than not without the proper type of flash or smoke to get him that
jauh banget cuy.
Yeah, you always got to worry
jauh
about
banget sih, kayak lumayan lah setengahnya gitu skornya kalah mereka. Sekarang dari Cloud9 sendiri lagi coba untuk dapat banyak poin di defender. Sekarang iya 500 poin Sen. Europe banyak tim-tim kejutan iya sih. Gue setuju sih. Biar seru gitu kan. Nah, dapatnya nih. Pasti di flash atau akan diganggu sama drone-nya. At least buat ngusir AWP tuh harus digituin. Weh, dismiss pas banget. Backup sama Fluffy. Best job.
And then the patient tapping of the Guardian also comes up empty. Cloud9 blue. Fire back with a Fury. 7-3 now up.
Yeah, big hold there. You know, obviously Zeppelin in a scary situation when that first shot misses and he's getting swarmed by an owl drone and 3 people swinging top middle all at once.
Ada 2 live streaming.
Great plays off of the catwalk from Floppy and Leaf. Leaf did waiting until just the right moment to dismiss off that orb after spamming his entire mag, baiting them to come into Floppy's opening arms, as you noted. So that was just like a really good team play there from Cloud9 as they've now won 3 rounds in a row. They're starting to find their footing defensively. On a set, you know, trying to keep themselves in this bracket. Again, if you lose, you have to wait until the open qualifier for Challengers 2, where only 4
Tapi sekarang emang rata-rata entry nih.
If you win, not only are you in Challengers 1 here and now, but guaranteed Challengers 2.
Apalagi si Jet atau Race. Karena pas abis ngedes ngontrol buat recoilnya emang enak Phantom tuh.
Yep, and that's good.
Terlalu jauh, jomplaknya gitu kayak Vandal. Berarti kayak M4 sama AK yang CS lah. Tapi kalau mati ya, at least dia dapat info. Kalau nge-kill syukur, kalau enggak ya harus di-retract sama orang kedua ketiganya. Susah main jadi entry di turnamen tuh, pusing. Soalnya paling sering di counter gitu.
Boy's able to find the first blood. The gravity while making life difficult on the site for Mitch, but he's able to avoid the Hunter's Fury and find a responsive kill. Also denies the recon bolt, which makes Floppy an opportunity through 3.
Wah, 3 kill. Superman 3 kill.
This guy
nah ini nih, tugas orang ketiga, orang keempat tuh harus kayak gini, refract.
Everyone's like, dude, Supa's
sakit
unbelievable.
pala.
And we're immediately being reminded on why
gitu.
this would be essentially about a 1v4 situation if you can win this 1v1.
Yeah, gotta wait for those.
Weh, ada Waksing, halo Waksing. Selamat subuh Waksing. Mau push kah kita? Nantilah kita nobar dulu lah Waksing. Seru soalnya ini NA.
Now Superman will move in.
Map 2. Kiranya planting 1v1.
The commitment will come through. The question is, can he exit?
Alah, siap kok nggak denger. Itu tuh harusnya bisa denger di mana bomnya plan gitu, spike-nya plan. Pas suara teng gitu, tapi dia masih ngecek di bawah. Santai lah.
A chance to go 5-7 after what was looking
emang
like a really good
pas
setup
turnamen tuh beda.
I mean, yeah, Cloud9 had a good setup, but it was just kind of thrown into chaos. You have a Hunter's Fury coming through, Cosmic Divide's blocking lanes, Stars are making it hard for Leaf to feel comfortable up top.
Entry IGL
it definitely got really scared.
Tapi entry IGL tuh flip. Indonesia ya, di Indonesia flip. Siapa lagi ya? Severin udah gak jet lagi. Dia ke arah sering ke sofa. kill coy.
Shanks first blood. Leaf peek into the
Ini
dark
Leafnya
cover.
begitu bantul, udah di counter juga sekarang.
Has like never really worked out too much for Cloud9 Blue. Like maybe once, one round. It's
opening rounds, yeah, like round 3, yeah.
Well, also they had that one round where like Leaf and Floppy played off of each other inside of a smoke on Cat. But other than that, I feel like Rise has really had their number on these mid pushes.
Tetap nge-push si Floppy-nya.
For the double push, trying to flank A main could be huge as we are seeing the setup with that lockdown onto the A site.
Nggak
Is anyone going to turn around here?
No.
Miss.
Oh, he misses.
But Floppy misses the shots. Does take down the lockdown.
Yang penting hancur.
Some success.
Tadi sedikit yang penting hancur dan
Rise is still on the way forward. Neptune has been completely negated from this run it back all first half. Zeppa through the for 3. Super trying to respond.
Sepa, Cok. Itu loncat.
The Classic cannot come up fast enough.
Dia loncat dong.
Aduh,
entah scrollnya ke scroll gitu atau gimana. Biasanya rata-rata kalau di bola JS loncatnya pasti scroll kan, entah atas atau itu bawah. Karena buat bunny hopnya itu. Teh botol udah pas sekarang masih di entry. Teh botol, tapi dia tuh satu player yang agent-agentnya berubah mulu. Teh botol.
Shut down the round and come out, you know, on top for the half.
Makanya jidatnya flip kebanyakan gitu ya. Lo kalau lihat apa sih video-videonya siapa ya? Yang si Kawat apa si Masif Rian kayaknya. Ada di videonya si Rian tuh kayak si Flip yang gitu si Dustin yang syahadat terus si Flip ngomong apa sambil berdoa itu ada bahaya emang si Rian nge-clip gitu.
Speaking of pulls, how about hot hands into gravity while Neptune trying to come around the corner but doesn't check his left, doesn't make a difference.
Ini kontrol kayak gitu aja masih bisa dapet 2.
And Circles finds 2 somehow. Zeta
Gue senangnya pro player tuh gini.
Prakteknya
tuh cepet banget. Seneng gue liatnya.
Yeah, they break through. It was a really neat little grabo hot hands combo.
Di public mah anjir lah. Main sendiri-sendiri.
They have the post plant going. Floppy taking some licks. Mitch and company holding on, and they will secure it. That'll extend their lead to 9-4. Very likely a 10th coming as Rise will have to take a save.
Berarti round 2-nya udah pasti dia dapat double digit. Cuman biasanya hati-hati, angka 11, angka keramat nih berlaku nggak di luar negeri nih? Kira-kira ke server luar apa namanya, connect nggak nih sama server kita itunya? Apa sih namanya?
Okay, opportunity here for Rise to make things interesting off of a third lead, but for Cloud9,
jetnya mirip jet Bredel ya, doh, Bung Iksung. Jadi gimana bebenahnya udah beres Bung Iqbal? Bung Iqbal jadinya Bung Iksung.
By the way, just to remind you, if we need a third map, it would be Icebox.
Yeah.
Bang, gua lihat konten subuh dia tinggal doang tapi begitu enggak, itu emang konten creator harus begitu. Kita nggak, jangan terlalu baper kalau kita di apa-apain sama bekerja di dunia kayak gini ya, di dunia entertain esports ya udah gitu, have fun aja. Nanti kalau ketemu lagi kita balas gitu, kita balas konten lagi, itu baru entertain. Taunting balas taunting, nggak usah dibawa ke ranah pribadi gitu kan. Apa sih Cok? 4 pick. Itu oh gila, 4 pick nggak bakalan nyangka sih kayak gitu, bakalan 4 pick. Waduh, ada RES juga. Kapan lagi tuh 4 pick kayak gitu buat nge-kill satu orang? Karena memang Iko masalahnya kan dari si Rise ini. Nih, satu sama lah, let's go. Jadi best of 3.
Is taken down low. Zeta confirms the kill. Now Zeppa up top. Again, the Marshal will one tap as nobody's carrying armor for Rise. And it is just going to be a 2v4 situation. And Rise might actually be considering, with Shanks going along the back, maybe they're just trying to collect this rifle and just give this round up without contesting it again.
Ada XL clutch, buset ini ada teman-teman. Pejuang subuh semua, buset. Gila. Harus follow ninggalin, oh jangan dong Dola. Saya ninggalin PB. Kasian nanti. Kan Dola banyak fansnya di PB, cara main dual T77 yang baik dan benar gitu, bikin kontennya gitu kan.
obviously they had the map 1 safety net. They're guaranteed.
Prediksi yang bakalan ke Berlin dari saya. Prediksi dari saya extend kayaknya 80% bisa. Terus yang kedua, ya siapa ya?
It's not just this round, it's the next one as well. Like, they have to get to 10-6 before we could really even talk about what have to happen next year, because this is essentially just a bonus round for Cloud9. So you've got to win this one plus the full buy. And then maybe there's the talk of 7 on the card.
Gua tahu betul kan. Mereka pas di scene CS itu ya ibaratkan veteran semua men. Jadi tinggal menunggu waktu aja gitu.
Yeah, Lee taking a lot. Owl drone coming in. Lee trying to still play behind it anyway despite the low HP, but Poise making a pay for it. Shanks, or excuse me, Zeppa able to dash in here with his smokes.
Yang terbaik lah dari Indo men.
Yeah, really clean stuff for Poise on these peaks. Also saw the information on the dash through, which allowed Supa a chance to trade things out. Spamming things is there.
Bal.
The fourth elimination just down to Mitch, who just has a marshal.
Kayaknya extend bakalan tetap. Soalnya extend pas di kemarin aja kan, pas di Islandia itu melawan banget men. Jadi ada harapan lah untuk di saya dia masih bisa buat dapat satu slot yang tinggi. Indo lah. Tinggal nunggu IGL aja sih. Aduh, Waksing mau pindah juga kah Waksing? Sudah siap kah ketemu Radian? Tapi kalau mau GoPro bener-bener pro kayaknya harus Radian dulu deh. Boom bisa nggak bisa? Bisa banget. Ditambah flip jeder. Kemarin pas gue lihat pas di turnamen yang Asia tuh itu ya, udah keren banget sih. Pas lawan Paper X kan udah menang. Cuman emang pas brand e-sportnya lagi-lagi men. Kenapa tuh kan kayaknya pas ngalahin dia sekali, habis itu sisanya brand lawan Boom nih nggak pernah lawan terus Boomnya men. Emang senjata gay bangsat. Odin.
An absolute perfection for
comeback
Rise.
They
take their 6th round and now Cloud9
Rise tadi kuat banget. Defendernya pas map pertama kuat banget.
Big hold there from Rise. I mean, Cloud9 doing a great job getting very early deep mid control thanks to that Owl drone and Zeppa following in behind it, setting up the B split, but they can never crack open the
itu masih safe strat kalau kataku. Ya bisa jadi.
Lights up the speedway for 2. His team comes
saya kan
in to
biar
collect the
pas
rest,
nanti
and now
di
Cloud9
week 1 langsung kayaknya kayak biasa deh, week 2 baru dapat ke final. Ya nggak sih? Gue lupa juga. Biasanya stage 3, stage 2 kan week 1 ya cuman dapat secure slot ke babak semifinal kan. Ke invited ke main event lebih tepatnya. Jadi mereka week 1 masih coba untuk save strat dulu. Ini nih yang di week 1-nya mungkin bakalan ada banyak tim yang save strat mungkin ya. Kalau memang rules-nya masih sama.
The spike was not a part of this play for Cloud9, but they'll be happy to get a numbers advantage and maybe even find more than that. Hunter's Fury going to come through quickly here for Zeta, trying to chase down both Supa and Shanks on the site. But they will not connect and everything will reset 5v4.
Hunter Fury
he's open though. They had to play retake now on B because their Supa had to respect
kayaknya nyoba no duelist. Iya kayaknya masih coba-coba gitu. Kita pakai agent ini di scene turnamen. Nyoba aja di Asia gitu. Ya makanya harus dicoba gitu. Biar tahu titik lemah dan lain-lainnya, kekurangan kelebihannya, emang harus dicoba sih semuanya. Gila.
And Derek, that's a really good Hunter's Fury to come through. Leaf does not get the Empress solo hero play off the rifle as well. So now 3-2.
7-10 ini. Ada
Most of the
lockdown.
rifling is down. Mitch has collected a Phantom lockdown very early. 21 HP. Tries to keep this safe. The alarm bot is down. Zeta, he's seen some great information. Mitch just needs to keep his life. Zeta will eventually fall. 21 HP. And eventually, the overwhelming pressure for Rise does make their way for a retake. And now 10-7 the count. Rise right back in this map.
Yeah, it got a little bit scary there. I mean, Cloud9 Blue caught a big pick at A. They found an empty B bomb site. They had a lockdown available.
Coba ikutan gitu dari tim Eki sama Epic gitu. Turnamen VCT. Sekali aja coba. Gue pengen lihat gitu. Terus buktikan apakah kalian bisa untuk mendapatkan main event gitu. Seru kayaknya Bal. Kalian ikut gitu.
This is such a big frag from Poise.
Kalau nggak royal dah. We win, mana we win.
That actually was missed.
Biar ikutan gitu.
Was the one that gets rewarded that dropped rifle and immediately goes into
kan pengen juga gua lihat kalian di main event gitu, gua ngekes teman-teman seperjuangan, anjay seperjuangan.
Falls afterwards as a second elimination, so the Empress finds no value.
I'm wondering if Floppy's going to try to go for the alt back B and they're just going to try to do a split there, whether they're going to use it to go like mid control. He is the spy.
Season 2 ikut season stage 2. Apa sih week 2 Bal? Oke, gua tunggu Bal.
Wherever they feel they need him to.
Udah pada Diamond 3 kan ya? Soalnya gua lihat Hilal tuh Radian kan? Hilal tuh Radian.
B split on an empty site once more.
Super though, this is a different
ayolah,
look.
coba ikut.
Playing very passively in the backside of their spawn.
Kali aja kan, lolos main event, dapat langsung tim e-sport gitu kan, Bal. Aduh.
Rise are going to be challenged on a rotation over towards B, where Derek is going to have to come back to help clear mid map.
Tokyo iya 2-0 ya kemarin Tokyo lawan VVV ya. Gua tunggu dah Bal, stage 2 minggu lagi Bal. Stage 3 week kedua. Karena ini majuin di sebelah kanan nggak kelihatan, Cok.
They don't look, and Derek finds 2.
Oh my god.
No, it's all gone wrong for Cloud9.
Menarik gitu. Gak expect bahwa bakalan jaga kayak gitu. Ini kalau turnamen tuh kayak gini, udah retake. Karena retake-nya tim-tim yang udah jadi itu udah pasti tertata rapi. Udah pasti keren, udah pasti bagus gitu.
Floppy runs into the dark cover looking for a timing but misses it. Boy's able to find that elimination. Zeta from the boathouse though keeps things alive. Caught with the recon bolt out, but no elimination to speak of as of yet. Cloudburst comes down. Mitch onto the site. He'll find one. Mitch for 2. Just down to Derek who cannot turn it.
Dapat dong anjing. 3 lawan 5, Cok. Wah gila. 3 lawan 5.
Oh my goodness.
Iya harus main mulu sih Bal, emang bener sih. Kalau orang tuh kayak lu tinggalin 2 hari 3 hari aja kayak aim lu harus riset lagi, lu harus main deathmatch kayak berapa jam gitu. Nggak berapa jam juga, berapa match gitu buat deathmatch, buat balikin aim dan 1 kali 2 kali main. Karena hampir kayak ya walaupun lu punya bakat tapi tetap harus manasin tangan lagi. Kalau nggak main PB nggak dapet donat, iya juga sih. Gue pun merasakan itu. Gue kalau live PB emang ya kayak donat lumayan lancar lah.
If you're going to use the lockdown, I think, you know, from our standpoint, yeah, okay, pardon us, we may have missed it in the live action, but you would feel like if this could be used, why not use it sooner to help clear some of that space over through boathouse and things of the nature?
Emang harus bener-bener dipelajari matang-matang. Jangan terlalu iseng-iseng juga. Karena nama kalian dipertaruhkan juga kan di dunia. Di turnamen gitu. Jadi kalau iseng-iseng ya mengecewakan dan lain-lain dan gelo sih ya eta. Odin gay. Ini jaganya jago banget anjir. Wallbang. Wah ngentel. Gak ada otak si Derek anjing.
I tell you what, when Derek does play on site, I mean, that guy's been an absolute brick house.
Gila, Cok.
Like, there's nothing seems to be able to break this guy down. He is built for the storm. You know what I mean? Oh my goodness, he's done so well with this Odin in the back. Just
dia nge-swingnya tuh enak banget gitu, tinggal nembus-nembusin aja. The best gun emang iya sih. Sova sama Odin tuh udah kayak satu kedaulatan yang memang harus dilakukan gitu, anjay bahasanya. Di map ini tuh udah paling bener gitu Sova Odin. Odin God. Odin is so unfair ya. Odin gay. Emang di luar juga Odin udah terkenalnya gay anjir. Entah kenapa itu, Cok. Half buy juga masalahnya dari Cloud9 ini. Ini bisa angka 11 masalahnya. Ini kayaknya kutukannya apakah sampai ke luar negeri gitu kan, ke region lain. Iya udah menyatu anjir emang. Setuju banget ya. Oh udah, Odin di area side udah kelar men. Sekelar-kelarnya pusing. Jet ngedes aja kayak. Tapi entah kenapa setelah updatean yang terbaru
coming up here in any
Jet tuh kayak lebih cepat aja. Gue sebagai user Jet merasakan itu. Kayak
9-11 the tally. And Rise are going to have some tools to play with here, specifically the Hunter's Fury and the Operator still in the mix. Cloud9 are going to be empty outside of the lockdown coming into this next round.
Gara-gara Yanto, itu gara-gara si Jaya Esport tuh. Jamal Yanto emang iya ya, masalahnya kesalahan gue juga. Soalnya gue di public nih, gue ngedance kayak gitu masih bisa ngontrol buat dapet kill. Dan kalau di turnamen kayaknya susah. Mereka lebih siap gitu. Emang bisa dipakainya di rank-rank silver doang tuh gue kayak gitu. Gue terapkan di turnamen nggak bisa. Karena gue ngedes tuh pakai mouse itu kan apa sih namanya? Makro mouse yang sebelah kiri gitu. Sama Q juga. Q-nya gue ganti di mouse juga.
No, not at all. Lockdown is just instantly denied, so why not just hold your position
bener,
over
Jet tuh jangan lurus, tapi harus lurus. Maksudnya lurus, tapi pandangannya harus lihat kiri atau kanan gitu. Salah satu jangan lihat kiri kanan juga pusing. Biar kalau misalnya lihat orang tuh ada tanda tanya kan di minimapnya, biar dapat informasi buat teman-teman orang kedua, orang ketiga gitu. Biar lebih aman masuknya, nggak terlalu ngebagi angle.
Rise 10-11, but Cloud9 right back to sticky financial situations.
Ini agak keramat.
Yeah, again, I like the thought by Cloud9 Blue to use a lockdown as a fake, but when it gets shut down with 100 Fury right away, they don't feel any additional pressure. They're able to keep their A defense in place, and it comes up through. I mean, for all the praise you've given to Derek on anchoring that B side, Superman has been a force to be reckoned with on the opposite side, having a heck of a game in his own right. They have a run it back now available coming into this round. Hunter's Fury for Cloud9 Blue, but that's about it as far as alts are concerned for them.
Tapi gue masalahnya pengen lihat Cloud9 menang gitu biar ada map 3. Tapi gue percaya ini mapnya Cloud9 menang 13-10 lah. Ayo prediksi.
I feel like we've seen their ability
Sayang banget
to get space into again they still have some very skilled players in Zeppa and Leaf who are able to get some entries at times, but it feels like they can never make that next step forward. Like they get control of Lobby. Maybe they decide to go B, they're able to get to the switch and get market, but they've never been able to truly penetrate those back calls or really even get into the B side clean.
Gue pengen lihat orang-orang main di base sumpah. Cuman pasti kayak ngantuk gitu. Cuman masalahnya ketika lu setup ya harus barengan. Kalau di pro player entah kenapa kayaknya bakalan setupnya bareng gitu deh. Lurker tuh jarang deh. Kayak di Sinpro tier 1 ya jarang kayaknya. Terus kayak pandal bakalan menggila.
We've seen Cloud9 win situations like this in the
mereka
past.
half by 11 Enggak lah, bisa ke Thrifty nih.
I'll be honest, we haven't talked about this, but Neptune has not been an impact on this second duelist yet. The running backs have been largely empty, and the kill potential outside of him getting a couple of good curveballs and hot hands has really been pretty absent. So,
yeah. I will say this though, Shanks is starting to pick up steam too now that he has an operator in his
hands. Berarti 13-11.
I think that's helped reinforce Derek and Superman in a big way to help Rise out.
See what happens here though. Cloud9
dijaga ngebuka banget.
With Leaf all the way forward. He should be able to hear the rotation through mid-map. This comes out he can't
even hot hands. Aduh sayang banget.
On my watch. Shakes inside the dark cover. No problem there. Also gets in floppy for a second. Neptune's around the back of this play, but it's going to be him instead of have to do something.
Kalau dapat satu masih bisa tuh. Oke, 13-11 kayaknya nih. Let's go.
All square.
Angka 11 itu keramat.
Cloud9 Blue have been doing a pretty good job about getting control of middle and threatening market side, and I feel like that's going to be the ticket. Is just to kind of keep up with that, keep getting that mid control, keep putting that pressure on back calls and market, and then I think they just have to be able to work together a little bit better on clearing out that back side of the B side by the stairs, so they can actually start making some progress together as a unit, rather than getting disrupted and kind of broken apart. They're basically forced not to be on the same page because of how Derek and company are playing some of these safer spots towards the back of the site. So I'd like to see them stay with the mid control. I think that's good. I think they just need to kind of take that next final step, right? Build off of that. Use it as a launching pad. They haven't quite gotten to do that yet.
Gue jadi nyemangatin Odin dia kan itu.
Where do they go?
Ini Cloud9 ini menang.
Members to the middle of the map, still holding on to the spike is Floppy. Run it back, called out early. Shanks not only
drone-nya yang
but
dihancurin,
also sees
bukan
that
orangnya.
have made their way forward. Neptune, he gets through B main, finds a kill into Floppy. That's your spike carrier down, and beyond that, of course, the confirmation at the end of the run it back that more is to come. Shanks gets the information off the Aldrone, and Leaf falls. Now it's a 3v5. Cloud9 need to find a way to respond back in some form. Otherwise, you're looking at an 11 to 12, and Shanks hits again. Derek through the wall, confirming a bit of damage. And I don't know how you do this if you're Cloud9 with a 2v5, but you have to go for it.
Ini yang buat menarik
you gotta
tentunya
stop Rise from
Valorant.
getting to map and series point, but it's gonna be difficult. Like you said, only 2 players in. They have 100 series available. That's about it. They have no real control. Neptune's in a key spot to watch them come out B main or to watch any type of market press. I mean, Cloud9 Blue are so split up from each other. They have to just hope for a big individual play, and well, Mitch gets Superman down. That's putting some threats on spawn. But Neptune makes a great maneuver back into market to collect him. Now it's all on Zeta and Shank.
Let's come back.
Operator. Rise are 1 round away.
K11 ini keramat, cok.
Team into the first challengers against a team that has had so much hype around them. And again, it's not unmerited. Cloud9 had a great last stage. They were so close to Iceland. And they've made some great roster acquisitions, but Rise are playing so well right now.
Yeah, Challengers 2 and Regional Finals, Cloud9 went flawless outside of Sentinels. They were beating everybody, and then after they lost the Sentinels, obviously they lose to version 1 to miss out on their spot. So it was a bit of a surprise for multiple reasons, but now the Force Buy has to come through to try to force overtime. Empress early for Cloud9, but look where it's popped. It's right in front of the A site, which is exactly where Poise is set up for.
I think Cloud9 Blue did a good job getting that early control. They just did not account for Neptune making that run it back. They keep getting disrupted. Now they're going to try to plow into A. One last hurrah.
Seppa denied. Mitch will find a response, but Poise the Nano Swarm confirms on the lead. No more Emperors on the table. 4v3. Floppy able to get the spike planted, but shock darts were coming out, confirming a little bit of damage. Actually, it's being exchanged both ways. A bit of a pinball going on up top. Hot Hands also coming through the Nano Storm to block off some of the space, but even Neptune throws the Blaze Wall in. Mitch denies what's going to be a really good recon bolt, but Zeta finds a couple of kills. Derek on the way in, just has the LMG. 1v1! Shanks confirms it! And Rise Cloud9 Blue to get the Challengers won!
Indeed, they do. Cloud9 Blue, one of the favorites to make it, are out. They will have to wait for the open qualifiers. We'll talk more about it after a short break.
Now leaves themselves only 1 round away from a map number 2 lead.
Oh my goodness, Virtuoso. When things were looking good, things
close game.
I don't know what Iconic was waiting for to pop those swarms. You pop those, and you give yourselves like 2 to 3 extra seconds. You deny some space that KCP could have possibly taken by holding onto those swarms and maybe use them a little bit too late for the post plan or the retake. Ultimately, all that space that KCP gets, they continue to congest the A side, close that gap even further. Like you said, Gus, 1 more round to play, and the Pioneers on their attacking side. The 1 round where they've had rifles have looked good, but now it's Virtuoso who have it back, and the variation from Iconic. He's reset his A site setup, and it's a little bit different this time around. It's got a lot more contact and more focus towards the A side, where you'll hear the alarm, you'll hear that turret go up. In the meantime, Ely, great info towards B main. A lot of information at the moment for Virtuoso.
Lebih soft aja gitu. Kalau kita kan kayak gimana gitu ya. Emang sama aja, man.
And I kind of do like the fact that KCP is just trying to stick back on this default Virtuoso. Again, they were kind of the ones setting up the tempo, setting up pace on that attacking side. KCP doing the exact same thing, playing out to their own strengths. Virtuoso certainly not trying to interact either. Why not? Just attempt. A couple times with that Odin, it's never going to hurt. But this lurk over towards the A site, just to clear out that util, and also just to get some sound aid is going to be huge. Scourge gets a kill right onto Iconic, and then he could certainly get another one onto A-Pop. There goes at least one of the rotations back over towards the backside of A, and back over towards B, and there you go, it all breaks down, Sully! The only person remaining on the B side after the fake is down and out. KCP has sight.
Oh my goodness, what a fake from Scourge. You get one fake, and next thing you know, everyone's pulled away, and Virtuoso, the 3v5 or 3v4 retake, have got to do it all. Nebula's out towards the spawn side. It is so difficult, and there's even a lurk coming in. JMO's on a very, very late play, and he's even going to catch A-Pop off guard, possibly.
Unreal that JMO is here, and he's gonna be able to get one. Easy peasy. Lin off that boost, trying to find one more. Sniper with a big one onto Scuba. JMO still hasn't been killed. JMO still with a couple of shoulder peeks, really just wasting time. Lin literally just gives up on it. Finally just leaves out a slow orb. JMO, no way! I was about to say Lin gets this last kill and would force JMO to go out, but instead it's going to be the Kansas City Pioneers taking away map number 1, and they find themselves in a lead and only one step away from the closed qualifiers. Folks, we'll break down map number 1 after a very quick break.
Oke, next ada apa lagi nih? Ntar kita nih Valorant Champion Tour. Oh, ini udah pasti dapat soalnya si Sentinel kemarin ya, yang NA Circuit Point. Ini nanti juara Master Berlin nih dapat nih. Ini kita dapat slotnya 2 men. Saya tuh 2. Saya dapat 2. Ini Asia last chance. Ini Asia kayaknya open qualifier. Ini SA. NA. Jadi ini 4 ini adalah open qualifier yang bagian bawahnya. Jadi EMEA kan baru kan. Ini hoki banget EMEA. Ini juara Master Berlin berarti langsung ke Valorant Champion. Ini bakalan dilakukan tanggal 29 Desember sampai 13 Bagus sih dari Valorant nih, kayak tanggal-tanggalnya mereka udah pasti buat komit gitu kan. Udah ada tanggalannya dari tanggal segini, November 29 sampai Desember 13 ya. At least sekitar tanggal segini mereka bakal melakukan turnamen itu. Jadi dalam setahun nih udah ada planningnya dan udah ada di website juga mereka share. Jadi memang orang bagian e-sportnya itu harus penting banget ngasih tanggalan-tanggalan buat tim-tim e-sport, apalagi biar tahu game ini jelas dibawa kemana. E-sportnya jalan gitu selama 1 tahun.
And then, of course, Superman, the most recent addition, you kind of know what to expect from Super. Those two anchors popped off. Those two anchors are massive on the defense. Like, Derek was just, when they didn't play retake B, when they let Derek anchor it and play in sight, he was not letting them pass, dude. He was the Gandalf of that situation. Just blocking them down with the Odin. And then Superman, big plays anchoring A. They never fell for any fakes. They stayed disciplined. Their communication was great.
Sayang banget tadi mati sama Nanoswam. Gimana tadi pakai frenzy masalahnya orang terakhirnya. Dapat kill 1. Sekarang sih cara nge-reset chill gitu. Kalau ZP itu gimana kak rundownnya? Mancing ay. Gimana ya? Aduh.
What an absolutely unbelievable performance. It's shocked, I think, everyone here today. I know Twitter's going to be going nuts for it.
Kalau juara Berlin Sentinel gimana tuh?
Including the Aim Lab flick of the day. Couple of options I would have to say.
Main lagi nggak ya
I mean,
di
there have been
Berlin?
some absolutely incredible snaps. This one today,
soalnya kan iya butuh uang juga.
There is no one else other than Shanks. That is
harusnya main. Kan kalau Berlin menang, mungkin juara 2 kah? Atau poin, nggak tahu juga. Gua belum.
Dust concedes. That's good. That's fair. I don't know what to say. It's just unbelievable stuff coming out. So again, there's at least some of the results. Again, we'll report back on what exactly
saya kita lihat saya boom masih 3 tuh extend udah 275, sulit buat dikejar. Brand karena yang sekali game udah disband. Jadi, boom, masih ada kesempatan.
There, Gen G tested by Andbox, but they still secure the map 3 win, and then Rise, big upset, and the final series to go on. 2 up-and-coming names that I know a lot of people are going to be very excited to learn about. That's currently going on in our second stream. Pioneers are currently up 1-0 versus Virtuoso, and they have already been a storyline of taking out some other heavy favorites of the North American scene.
Yeah, I mean, basically a lot of our favorites did make it through. When you look at the bracket, I mean, I feel like all the teams that you would have liked to come through yesterday did. Version 1 absolutely, you know, keeping up with the trend of doing really well in the scene.
EMEA itu Europe, sorry, yang baru itu bukan EMEA.
I think Gen G versus Ambox, I think that could have gone either way, in my opinion. I think both those teams are like somewhat on equal footing, though obviously Ambox has had a lot of roster changes lately. You know, losing Android, just bringing in Jason Stani, you know, that they've definitely been through the ringer a little bit over there. But Gen G's always been a pretty competitive team, so not too shocking to see them eventually make it through. So yeah, really the only shocker has been this one, in my opinion. Rise beating Cloud9 Blue is definitely not what I expected to see. But hats off to them, they looked really impressive. I mean, just on both maps, even their split like looked really, really good. Yes. So yeah, I mean, their attacking side in particular on split really impressed me. So good stuff.
Awesome stuff through. I'm excited to see more from Rise, but of course the action not done yet. Make sure you stop over to our secondary stream to catch the conclusion of the KC Pioneers and Virtuoso. We'll be saying farewell here on the main stream. Dustin and I's first time with the mic together. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you also have a very fun but safe celebratory weekend. No missing fingers or hands or any appendages. Come back on Monday with all of your digits working correctly, all right? Do that for us. Until next time, we say farewell for now there, friends.
3.000 USD, sedangkan Indonesia 3.500. Jepang belum tahu. Is 21. Brazil 9.000, 42.000. Pada gede-gede ya. Indonesia sana sih, sama Malaysia Singapura doang yang 3.000. Iya, soalnya EMEA kan dicampur, men. EMEA itu Europe, apa sih artinya EMEA tuh? Oh iya, Europe, Middle East, Afrika. Ya ampun, gue lupa. Tapi tetap yang mendominasi malah tetap tim-tim Europe, men. Newturn Vision Striker. Kemarin ada yang tukeran tuh pemain dari Newturn 1. Siapa yang ke sana ya? Lupa lagi. Baru ke Vision Striker. Si Lakia, iya Lakia. Iya, EMEA itu Europe, Middle East, Afrika. Iya benar-benar. Ini ada live lagi nggak sih? Coba kita lihat dulu.
From the very beginning, they need to stop holding on, or showing their cards in a sense, potentially hold them a little bit closer to their chest. But we'll see how that goes later on in our second map. Let's look at the map pool before we end up going into a very quick break, just to refresh you folks out there. Of course, the first map going by was Ascent. Bind, does that switch up ideologies here, Sully?
I would honestly hope so. The main difference that I'm seeing, at least from what we know in the past in Virtuoso, is they're finally playing with a duelist entry. Lin will be taking up the raise, and I think that could honestly be a really big game changer. The other two agents are running double initiator with both Sky and Silva, and then the double controller with both Astra and Viper. So I like the composition. The ability to flash yourself through Viper smokes, or if the opposing team has a Viper, set yourself up for pop flashes through your own utility and let Lin and the Raze do what needs to be done. I'm very excited to see if Virtuoso can maybe switch things up. But the same thing is said, I think, for the side of KCP. I think you mentioned it earlier. The defensive side is really tightly knitted. They look like a confident team and a very competent team on Bind. So I'm not worried for Virtuoso, but I would be scared and maybe a little bit worrisome of the tactics that KCP are going to bring from the side if you are the point of view of Virtuoso.
Yeah, I would be a little bit stressed if I were KCP, because I just don't think that we saw the right Virtuoso there. They didn't get off to a right start, and also like it's almost just that ideology when you're losing. You end up losing out, just the spirit of coming back after like what is it, like 6-7 rounds taken in a row against you. For the VCT, do you guys want reliability, comfort, speed, clarity from your monitor? Of course, that's what Zowie is all about. You guys can go over to zowie.benq.com for more information on Zowie's monitors. And folks, if you guys want a little bit more info on how the monitors are actually different from their competitors,
go and follow.
Just look up what is DYAC on Google, and you might be able to find yourself a couple of examples to why BenQ monitors and Zowie monitors are the way to go. Folks, we are going to be right back. Map number 2 between KCP and Virtuoso in just a little bit.
Yo, let's go, let's go. Rehat lagi. Sambil lihat dulu aja. Valorant Champion Tour. Ini NA. Juli tanggal 1. Ini sekarang bulan Juli. Oh iya benar. Ini itu aja. Tadi Rise sudah masuk, tinggal 1. Sisanya besok, berarti besok subuh ya. Minggu depan. Sisanya ini berarti sisanya minggu depan ini. Overview berarti tandingnya, qualifiernya main eventnya minggu depan harusnya. Oh, mereka upper lower ya. Tanggal 8 sampai 11. 8, 9, 10. Oh, mereka ada 4 hari qualifiernya. Soalnya banyak kan. Mereka ini upper lower, jadi cukup lumayan gila juga. 9 kok sama ya. Tanggal 9, 3 hari jatuh. 9, 10, 11. Ya, grand finalnya tanggal 12. Ini tinggal nunggu ini nih. Sisanya dari tim NA itu berarti ini Sentinel udah menang. Sentinel tadi awal ya, set terus TI kalah. Kok TI T1 100 tip? Wah, ini yang gue tunggu-tunggu nih. Oke, Gen 1 lolos. CNG itu total ada 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tim upper lower bracket. Menarik, jadi lebih lama gitu kan. 20 USD Challengers Playoff, 4 slot Challengers Playoff. Oke, tinggal satu lagi tim dari NA. Kita lihat tim lainnya. Region lain Brazil. Lihat Brazil kan, Brazil. Oke, Brazil. Open qualifiernya udah 29.30, main eventnya tanggal 4 sampai 12. Panjang juga.
Tier 2 rejoice. Kansas City Pioneers and Virtuoso facing off for a spot in the closed qualifiers, and KCP have the advantage going into fine. My name is Upmine, joined here by Sully, and we're heading into Agent Select.
Yeah, some definitely interesting agent picks, I think, from the side of the Pioneers, at least from an outside perspective. Very rarely do we ever see Yoru. But here we have got it. Scourge has picked up Yoru. We got a very nice sample of what Yoru can do on Sentinels. When Tens was playing Yoru yesterday on Bind, he looked okay on it. Definitely not his best form from what we've seen on other agents, but he was able to pull so many rotations, and that's the big thing when it comes to Yoru. You're able to manipulate the map, full rotations, fake plays so easily, especially on the attacking side. Now, from the side of Virtuoso, that double controller, double initiator, and thank heavens there's going to be an duelist. Lin on the Raze is going to be my big thing to watch out for and see the space that he might be able to create.
Yeah, that Yoru TP, by the way, going back to that, I mean, you can consider it like a more dangerous run it back. Scourge, what he wants to do with this
lá da base, fixo fortíssimo, e vamos ver se eles vão executar pra A. Agora de novo um split. 3 jogadores pela Double Doors e 2 pela Caverna.
Já veio o combate ali, né? Tudo bem que flagraram a posição do Xion, mas veio forte ali no desbravador. Vamos ver o Twist. Se vai ganhar esse duelo agora, mais importante. Aconteceu no round passado, se acontecer de novo é mais um grande momento da equipe da Nobar. E o Luke vence. O Luke consegue mais. Agora o Queen, bela resposta, Queen, 3 abates.
Qualifier
é o momento de respirar na parte da van. Porque agora só o Riots ainda não parecem ter o posicionamento dele agora. Agora sim flagrou o Blitz. E foi flagrado também pela flecha. E o Queen vai tentar, como sempre, fazer a sovada, né? Mas ainda assim passou um pouquinho distante. E agora a resposta foi muito boa, Tichinha.
É, o problema é que eles estão jogando separado.
Kita NA aja deh. Kita NA nonton di Twitch.
Ely's stuck. Can't do anything. Iconic, chilling, vibing. Yeah, last person remaining on a 1v4. Iconic. And just kind of chill around, wait up for his opportunity to either dive,
kita Nobar
exit or two, but just like that, KCP, I mean, you can't really talk too much about the take. The take was actually pretty dang good throughout what happened over towards long, but again, when you're Virtuoso like that and you're making such an aggressive push like that over towards A short, you cannot be giving up those 2 kills. That is just Odorous doing Odorous things.
Yeah, Odorous is super prepared for that. He's able to avoid the Sky Flash. If you're Lin, you need to immediately push
ngapa muter-muter?
Try and trade. You need that Sky Flash to be prepped the second they start that initiation, and unfortunately, you weren't prepared for Odorous to be prepared.
Twitch aneh.
Prepared for them in KCP. Taking up the first round, so he was going to upgrade from a Spectre now to a Bulldog. No change being spared whatsoever. Virtuoso again, just their light pistols.
Biasanya Twitch lebih
KCP.
Apa sih?
I say here, this is the power of that gate crash. Now you've got an easy exit, but now you're taking up space. Fake the tap, one player up close.
Oh my god, look at the rotation.
Charge.
Look at it already. It's already starting over towards B just because they went for Orb Sully.
Oh, they can cancel so easily, though. They can cancel so easily. They don't even need to commit to this.
No, they don't at all. JMO's just chilling. Apoth is still trying to go for a pick. There's 2 players over towards bathroom. And yes, although it is a fake, nobody from KCP is actually over towards B at the moment. We're just seeing KCP biding their time, and they finally leave.
Yeah, it's a great call. They saw the shock dart go in. They were like, okay, so 1 player is ready to
coba cari chemistry.
Meaning that the B-bombs, it's going to be very understacked. They know it's an eco round. Most of the time, teams like to stick together on eco rounds like this. So it's a smart call. They see the rotation. They know the B site should be fairly unoccupied. And with Odorous in this forward position as well, he knows nobody's going to go really because they would have tried to go for it.
Ada di mana momen 1 lawan 4 atau 1 lawan 3 gitu gue lihat di.
Yeah, no, but this is great from KCP. They are staying as safe as you can be. Nobody on the lurk whatsoever. It was just 4 players actually sticking up with each other over towards that mid side to even make this approach. Virtuoso, again, they completely left that B site wide open. There's really nothing else that you can really say about that KCP. They can take as much time as you want, but that site is a red. So at the very end of this one, it's just going to be the Pistols trying to make their way through the defense of Spectres, and surely Sully Virtuoso can't get too many, if any, exits.
No exits. Scourge even on a sliver of HP, but still.
Yes.
Pioneers keeping all 5 players alive.
Jadi tinggal nunggu aja. Soalnya tim-tim yang lain pun.
I mean,
kayak masih, apalagi kalau tim yang baru player yang baru masuk gitu, masih harus cari ya gaya permainan dari teman-teman lainnya, gimana nih cara main temen gua gimana nih dan lain-lainnya. Terus kayak udah hampir 3 bulan 4 bulan baru deh itu mesti udah tahu. Terus kayak harus sering nongkrong juga, sering ngobrol. Nongkrong sekarang jangan terlalu nongkrong juga karena PPKM.
That info play should allow for at least light rotations to come through. A good flash comes in and Ely getting overwhelmed. Can't hold and deal with the pressure. Down he goes. It's up to Sniper alone, but a great shock dart evens things out to a 4v4.
Iya, harusnya Boom bakalan banyak perubahan.
Yeah, Sniper immediately off of that, pulling off that owl drone, at least trying to get a little bit more information, but this retake is going to be tough. Still Scourge, he wants to fight up against Sniper over towards Short, and now watch out, both Apoth and Scuba getting kills at the exact same time. Out goes Sniper, finally over towards Elba, finally getting that kill. Out goes Apoth, right on Scuba. Now Odor is the last one remaining in a 1v3 over in Hookah. Same place as his teammates, he gets put 6 feet under Virtuoso with a first round.
Pakai Sentinel lah. Apakah safe strat kan udah tahu tiba-tiba nanti di cheat dia langsung pakai res lagi sama flip gitu, atau flip yang bakalan jadi sofa. Karena beberapa kali gue lihat flip kayak sofa terus, tapi dia namanya streaming main biasa. Tapi so kan main seru, main terus kan sama babynya. Selalu HIB, gue nonton terus tuh.
Their full buy was in the last. It's a little bit weaker of a buy here, whereas Kansas City Pioneers off of their bonus now are going to have the stronger buy in all things considered.
Bang Bain ini banyak banget dipakai.
Virtuoso are going to be able to hold them back. Early guiding light.
Karena enak buat ngefake-ngefake-nya gitu. Kayak masuk teleport kan nggak ada bedanya gitu, suara kakinya Yoru masuk ke teleport.
Presence shown here on the B side, hoping to draw rotations. They tuck tail at least from the owl drone.
Jadi lumayan lah buat ngeganggu-ganggu.
Give a little bit more time to pull rotations again.
Apalagi pas jadi attacker kan, entah itu jadi spec rotate kah,
Virtuoso are staying
apapun
firmly
itu ya.
planted over on the A site though, so these rotations are gonna have to come in fast. In goes that dimensional drift. Scourge trying to get a little bit of info, potentially drag away Ely back, and no, Scourge actually cancels out the dimensional drift, and Ely's able to get the kill, basic with a good trade back. But KCP is now left still at even strength, but no B control.
Nothing at all. Look at both
sama kayak
so
Adrian King
ada
kan dirubah-rubah. Iya, benar-benar. Adrian kan katanya lagi nggak pakai duelist, lagi nggak perform, terus dia merubah jadi sentinel, terus pakai duelist lagi kayak.
It doesn't look like the Hunter Fury is going to connect. They're
Adrian
trying to push
langsung
forward into
farewell
Elbow
kan
to
dari situ kan,
punish.
karena memang
But it's a late
kurang
tag
perform
here,
lah.
and it's not going to do too much. The spike will inevitably go down, but 1
Pakai
HP
Phoenix,
on the player in towards Hookah. It's a
soalnya Adrian
difficult
King tuh dari
post-play
dulu
to hold
kayak
it for
Reina,
Pioneers.
Phoenix itu
So
gila
tough, and
men.
Hookah is such a wall bangable spot
Cuman
too.
lagi bad day
You
aja
gotta
gitu
watch
waktu
yourself
itu.
if you're that
Karena
race.
memang
Watch out, Scuba right in
orang
front of the smoke.
ada aja
That
gitu
thing is
bad
about to
day.
dissipate. Scuba is just waiting up for the
Satu,
white peak. Now
dua,
in goes the peak. Scuba gonna be able to get 2. Sniper now has to be the hero. He pulled off the Hunter's Fury a little bit earlier on. Wasn't able to get any hits. Now JMO no longer in Hookah. Now over towards Long. But it is physics to end up getting the last kill. KCP with a big third round, shutting down the momentum of Virtuoso.
Huge play from Scuba to get that
Hampir sih tadi,
close.
3-1. Tadi KCP
Really
menang.
spot through, right? He
Jauh
anticipates
lagi
the play
skor.
forward, catches 2 players off guard, and the next thing you know, Virtuoso are just down to 1 man, and that 1 man can't really do much
Biar
in
nggak
that position.
ketebak permainannya,
KCP
termasuk
resetting
strategi ya bisa jadi.
Virtuoso. Not
Cuman
necessarily
kadang
fully resetting due to the 3
kalau
players
misalnya
getting in
di
that
tur
third round
resmi,
they ended up picking up, but it's
kan
definitely gonna send
berdampak
shivers down
kurang
their
juga
spine.
kan ya
2
pas
players off the classics, 3s off the
beberapa kali
shares.
Adrian
It's not the best spot,
harus
they just want to try and
ganti
set up their economy for moving forward.
apa namanya agent. Jadi
Yeah, that's really all that you can hope for if you're
kadang
Virtuoso.
kurang
You do
perform
not want
gitu
to get
kan.
caught in that same
Itu sih
loop that they were thrown into just off that
kekurangannya begitu
last
doang.
map.
Kalau
It
misalnya
was
kita
economy that
ganti-ganti
kept
agent,
them all the
cuman
way
kembali
in
lagi
that
tergantung
backline
aim juga,
every single round
dan
it
balik lagi
seemed.
juga
But
kayak
again, Virtuoso and their
pegangan agent
kind of
setiap orang
their
kayak
knack for utility.
sebenarnya kayak
they need
harus bisa
economy to
semuanya
buy
sih.
utility, kind
Kayak
of a
di
forehead
beberapa
thing
pro
to say.
player
But
harus coba untuk
in
semua
we go
agent
though.
itu.
This round should be coming a little bit to a
Makanya
climax
biar nggak
very
gitu-gitu
soon.
aja. Tapi untuk duelist kan
Actually, both sides of the map are being populated by KCP. You have to watch out for Ely, who's solo on this B site, solo in hookah with a pistol, and Odorous might have just baited out Ely, and there you go. Ely has to go all the way back over towards B. It's a two-man rotation over there too, and KCP,
kayak buat loncat-loncatnya, kan itu nggak mudah juga. Apalagi line-up-nya, agent line-up yang harus benar-benar dikuasain tuh, kayak Sofa, terus kayak Viper, itu agent line-up, Brimstone pun sama. Jadi itu yang memang harus dipelajari gitu banyak. Kalau misalnya lu pakai agent line up, masalahnya untuk mempelajari line up itu nggak bisa untuk kayak di public match 1, 2, 3 atau mungkin training dan lain-lain, harus dicoba pas in game-nya. Ya mental pasti,
I kind of awkward for Scourge, but here's what it is.
Teleport kan, ngeselin aja.
Virtuoso. Oh, still only down to 2 players. I thought Iconic was cooking for a quick second there. Wasn't able to get the second kill onto Odorous.
Kayo masih belum bisa dipakai. Kalau nggak salah sebulan, 2 minggu sampai sebulan baru boleh dipakai.
Another round for KCP. Their economy continues to build now that almost none of their players ended up going down. This is good bonus time for KCP.
Mental itu udah paling utama, main modal buat pro player. Walaupun aim lu jago di public, kan kadang ada orang yang jago di public terus turnamennya melempem, atau mungkin orang di publicnya kurang tapi turnamennya gila. Ada yang dua-duanya jago. Ada yang jadi res TikTok, ada yang res turnamen. Beda-beda, man.
Virtuoso, they've got decent information. They're continuing to push forward. Lin is on this operator.
Menurut Mas Bredel, oke. Siapa ya?
But he will blast back out at the very end.
Oh, that is so unfortunate.
Kayaknya satunya layak semua sih. Cuman kalau untuk jam terbang kayaknya memang beberapa tim saja gitu yang beberapa player dari dari game sebelumnya yang memang udah sering ke internasional gitu. Jadi mereka udah punya mentalitas. Mungkin kalian tahu lah tim-tim yang udah pernah ke luar negeri di game CSGO sebelumnya. Jadi itu udah jadi bekal mereka. Udah punya bekal khusus lah ibaratnya. Punya mental main di luar negeri tapi langsung keluar ultimate-nya. WP jaga kena, cok. 2 lawan 5 dibalikin loh. KCP gila mentalnya, mental di 2 lawan 5 tadi. Odorusnya bener-bener rapi banget masuk ke arah B-nya tadi. Iya, Ior kan emang entry dulunya, men. Ior tuh entry ya, Jir, pas di PS. Awal-awal main Valorant, pas masih gimana ya, udah BWL, udah BWL nggak sih kalau nggak salah Ior. Dia tuh pakai jet. Ior tuh jet. Gue nonton live streamingnya terus. Iya, soalnya orang yang sering tanding di internasional ataupun di luar Indo lah lebih tepatnya, mentalnya udah terbentuk. Tinggal bagaimana teamworknya aja.
Yeah, that's kind of what it feels like. Scourge was still like, he still got like an important kill, but like, come on, that round was for sure. But we have to go back. Jokes aside, Sully, jokes aside.
Itu belum BWL ya, Ior ya.
Yet another round for KCP where they've actually centralized themselves around a singular site. They still have a lurker back towards Ishmid. No noise being made though. Virtuoso, they've tried this short peek a very rare couple of times, and right when they try to go for it, right when they actually try to go for the information, they run to a couple of players of KCP, and this could actually work. Virtuoso calling out for that rotation, Apop getting that first kill onto Odorous, Iconic still with that Spectre, still able to hold down his line, plants his feet firmly, and now leaves Virtuoso in an even strength 3v3.
Dulu kan waktu di Viper kan meta banget, mereka tapi nggak pakai, masih coba untuk pakai dengan metanya mereka. Makanya ketika lu main di sini harus
they know
ikuti
they've
meta
split them
juga.
1-for-1. They've gotten the kill on the B side. The trajectory is probably for Virtuoso to rotate one player back to B
Pas
side.
announce,
He's coming back here.
Pas Anonymous, Anonymous VCT case-nya online, guys.
He's in back towards showers. They know that he's
jalan
probably
kok nanti
coming from
Jumat
spawn, knowing
Sabtu
that this
Minggu.
guy, the Sova, is normally the B player. Sniper, what can he find in this clutch? 1 versus 3.
PPKM juga.
Now goes Sniper, lines up one. There's 2 players lined up right next to each other. Okay, that shock dart was looking kinda scary for where those 2 players were. But yes, another confirmed round.
Aku berharap
for
sih Kiki bisa dapat chemistry yang terbentuk lagi. Mudah-mudahan. Kemarin mereka kalah lawan XCN ya, lawan XCN 13-11 sama 13-5 apa 13-6. Ya, it's okay lah. Coba lagi di week depan. Gue pun pengen lihat gitu teman-teman seperjuangan di game sebelumnya masuk main event gitu. Guiding lightnya ini sih ngeselin. Karena enak banget buat dapet informasi. Lo Sova kan kayak reconnya lu miss dikit atau lu langsung dihancurin kan sebenarnya tahu aja gitu buat dapat informasinya 1-2 orangnya. Kalau pakai ya setiap agent beda-beda kan dari ability-nya. Entah kenapa gue lebih suka Sky. Teleport-teleportnya ngeselin get kerasnya. Sumpah.
Just grinding out kills at the firing range for them, stays 4 away and lets 3 players rock right into his crosshair. But unfortunately, the third can press mouse 1. Scuba getting that last kill back. So with just about 55 seconds left, Scuba still has control of Spike, but might be running right into the 2-man stack towards that back line. But no, Scuba still running away. 2 HP. Scuba, you're somehow still alive. Still up front. Has to get a headshot onto Ely, but Ely takes it back. Virtuoso finally breaking apart KCP.
Maybe a little bit too ambiguous, I think for Scuba in that position. He didn't know exactly where he was.
Tapi drone Sova yes, bener, gua setuju. Drone-nya Sova lebih better. Karena dia bisa ngelihatnya luas gitu dibandingkan anjingnya daripada Trailblazer-nya. Soalnya Trailblazer kan cuma ngelihat beberapa doang. Cuman kasih damage 30 kan. Kalau lu nggak pakai armor atau apa, kalau nggak pakai shield, itu ngurangin 30 apa 20 gitu. Bisa matiin pakai anjing damage-nya. Cuman bagusnya flash, karena flash ini menurut gue penting banget di game ini. Serius dah. Entah Sova apapun itu, bukan Sova, maksudnya flash buat ngeganggu gitu. Bisa lihat tuh flashnya. Flash tuh bener-bener penting di sini.
That is so unbelievably tragic.
Nah, ini nih. Ini yang bikin ngeselin.
Now Scourge just got 2 footsteps to fake it TP.
Itu fake.
This is not looking good if you are the side of Virtuoso. And Scuba even TP into the back there. They've committed to this fake. 2 things take the TP. Footsteps go through. It's pulled. Galore. Scuba is just faking them out. Odorous is even going to get a pick. This is a full sell into the A site.
Timing tadi masih Scuba.
Brilliant
recovery. Jadi Scubanya muncul, orang showernya muncul juga.
Putting on pressure, knowing they're rotating back. But it's too little too late. 2 versus 5.
Ini pinter loh. Mereka main cerdas, man. KCP main cerdas aja.
5 if you needed a miracle before, now you need a prayer. Lin going in with that op, gonna be able to get 1. Still has double satchel and a single satchel, and has that showstopper. Great reaction from Lin actually. Saving up this op would be so huge for this team. But no,
mereka menjadi host, tapi mereka kuat ya. Bisa jadi dengan
aim
mereka. Kembali lagi, tapi
do we have a third person replay of that? I know our production has been very good to us thus far today.
Beberapa map kan udah icebox gitu.
If we can get like a confirmation that that is like a 3, no way, no way.
Omen ini kan,
oh my god, Ron, you absolute gods. Let's see, it wasn't a 360. It was literally just a 90-degree flick. So our hype is literally gone.
It looked clean though. It looked clean. Let's
just
lupa beli
uduk, iya benar di depan gue. Tahu baik.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. KCP still.
Cuman Sentinel tetap ngikutin tren meta juga dengan Viper di Icebox gitu.
Nice early wall goes up. Odorous is gonna again lurk on this A side. Look for maybe an early.
Kayaknya Icebox kalau misalnya lu pakai Brimstone, smoke itu kayak di mana lu nurunin smoke itu kayak wajib commit, men. 3 smoke nggak bisa muncul lagi nggak kayak Omen kan.
They know 3 players are there. They know it's an E-Drum. They assume
Wah, gila.
He does it again.
Apa daya klasik, men.
2 straight rounds where he 90-degree flicks onto someone like it's nothing. Is Scourge just having the best day of his life, or am I crazy?
I don't even know.
Bang, mau nanya emang ada satu. Iya nih, udah kayak ngikutin KB kan, taruhan-taruhan gue nggak tahu, men, itu. Jadi nggak sih itu 1 match 1 juta itu? Gue dengar juga beritanya, cuman kayak ada juga di Valorant kayak gini, baru ada gitu kan.
But when you look over towards Virtuoso, and they're ready and rare and buy, Sully, there still is 2 more rounds left in this half. Virtuoso can still put a crack into KCP's defense.
Yeah, if they can get these last 2 rounds.
Iya, KCP skemanya jalan terus, men. Cerdas, gue bilang ini mereka tim cerdas. Jadi aimnya mereka nih tinggal nompo-nompoin aja orang-orang yang lagi rotasi. Itu.
I'm just gonna watch this game. Where's his recon go? Oh.
I'm kagetnya pun ada, cuman ya itu yang bikin galau kan.
Recon 2.
Nah,
Dimensional Drift right alongside Showstopper 2. Scourge just trying to find a little bit of information. Out goes Jamo. Jamo's not gonna be able to find anything, and I think Scourge might die, but no. Out goes that Showstopper over towards Elbow. But I thought that would actually kill, but it's gonna be Scourge with a kill onto Ely.
Nah kan ini yang gue bilang, jalur-jalur rotasi ini yang dipotong gitu. Pas mereka nggak siap, mereka muncul. Ini KCP ini main cerdas, man.
Able to get a kill back with that operator. Iconic, his position is very much known to the rest of this KCP lineup. There's 2 players in mid watching out for Iconic. And finally out goes that Hawk. Doesn't get a flash whatsoever. Odorous looks away. 180's back to Iconic. And now Virtuoso with just about 40 seconds left. Only have 2 players remaining. 1 person on each site. And Apoth is playing quite cheekily, to say the least.
Jadi nggak selamanya duelis yang harus membuka jalan, semuanya bisa gitu. Tapi jangan awal-awal smoke yang harus mati duluan, itu yang PR. Pas sudah jalan semenit, nah kan lihat ini sih Scores ini dapat mulu gitu momennya. Planting ke B, lihat berapa detik planting ke B. Pas omennya ke A, itu cuma buat jadi bait aja. Oke, ada info bahwa ada 1 di A, ya udah rotasi mereka cepat, men. Potongannya mengingatkan.
Yeah. Just needs an initial pick. Scourge going right in. Oh,
kalau pakai patch baru Bridge bakal kepake nggak?
Alright, Scourge.
Ada apa dengan Bridge? Gua belum baca.
Boleh kasih info? Apoth, though. 9-2. This could be extended up to that 10-2 scoreline. Virtuoso running completely dry, Sully, of economy by the time this buy phase is over.
Soalnya ini kalau misalnya kita pakai Bridge, entah itu bakalan ngilangin Initiator, Sentinel, atau mungkin jadi 1 duelis. Itu yang kurangnya kalau misalnya kita pakai Bridge. Lu bisa lihat NXL yang pakai Bridge, ngilangin apa? Sentinel kan? Kadang ngilangin Initiator kan? Atau mungkin 1 duelis. Itu pilihannya kalau misalnya lu pakai Bridge. Ini kenapa, coy? CP kuat banget PRT-nya, pusing mereka. Yang multinya bisa selesai kena ya?
I was so pumped. I was so pumped. I was like, this is it. They get a 3rd round here. Barrel stuffed.
Oh, barrel stuffed off that 3rd. But hey, here we go. Sniper off that Hunter's Fury. Needs a big kill. And not going to be able to find the kill, but instead finds a couple of tags. Now out comes Ely back over towards their spawn, taking down Odorous. And this is a good round too. Virtuoso still with those last 2 players. They can aim for a retake of the B site.
Yeah, I really like this as well. Oh my goodness, these lineups.
No way. Sama aja sih. Menurut gua.
And Odorous isn't planning either. Odorous isn't planning.
Yeah.
Karena itu yang gue bilang harus ngilangin 1 antar duelis. Saya nggak, kalau ngilangin Sentinel tuh sayang gitu. Soalnya bisa jadi jangkar. Dia jaga sendiri di side pun kayak bisa at least dapat 1 atau 2. Bagusnya 3. Itu jadi jangkar tuh. Tanggung jawabnya gede, men. Sentinel tuh. Initiator enak buat ngasih informasi. Sedangkan Bridge ketika lu pakai flashnya nggak ngasih tahu ada enggaknya orang di situ. Kayak getting light kan, getting light lebih enak. Blinded. Ya, menurut gue ya, tentang satu duelis yang bagus ya. Kecuali di split, paling bisa dipakai di split karena memang nggak akan ada initiator di bridge itu. Di bridge jadinya di split. Itu menurut pandangan gue ya, mungkin bisa dipakainya di map split itu yang nggak butuh initiator. Jadi initiatornya diganti bridge.
Yeah, 2v3 to end it off. It's a nice recovery, but Virtuoso.
Cuma masalahnya bakalan hilang lagi.
They're gonna have a very difficult time.
Serba salah kan?
To make this comeback again. Their composition has always been based around the defensive side.
Biasanya split kan inisiatornya diganti Sage. Sova atau Sky nggak ada, jadi Sage. Dua list, Sage 1, Smoker, sama Sentinel. Penting akan ada Sage, atau mungkin cuma satu duelist, Sage tetap ada. Serba salah gitu. Kalau ada bridge tuh kayak entah kenapa itu agent yang bukan ngancurin nih, yang ngerubah meta agent di setiap map.
That's the feeling of instant karma right there. Virtuoso feeling a little bit nice and picked up a little bit in terms of confidence going into the second half. But again, it's the stereotype that we all love to say. It's all down to the pissed around. It's a must-win scenario.
Tetap Reina, Jet Race di
This would be a fake if the door was on the other side, but Odorous is gonna push alongside J-Mo. They're gonna be quick to punish. Wait, the spike isn't even gone yet.
Kalau Kayo masih bisa. Enak malah Kayo nih. Ngancurin apa sih ultimate-nya ngelock. Bener-bener lu udah kayak CS main. Nggak kayak CS juga sih. Jadi bener-bener ngandelin aim lu. Nggak bisa dash, nggak bisa apapun itu utility lu di lock anjir.
Yep, snake bite.
Makanya ngeselin lagi drone tiba-tiba hilang gitu. Kayu tuh masih worth it dipakai, masih enak.
There goes the decoy. Nah, it always feels so good to see that.
Dan E-nya pun itu nama skillnya gue masih belum ngapalin juga. Kan ngasih informasi kan, at least kayak lu udah tau lah minimal kayak dilemparin pisaunya daerah sini, oh berarti sekitar sini mereka jaga karena sport pro player pasti gak beda jauh di area-area tersebut gitu yang sering dipakai. Malah spot pro player mudah dibaca gitu kalau menurut gue. Tapi tetap aimnya gitu, walaupun dia udah tahu stuck di situ, udah mantekin satu arah, buat kadang aim lu yang aimnya yang tinggal menjauh.
And had a nebula set up for it? That's kind of insane. Out goes APOS plants right in the middle of the nebula. Both players from KCP still stuck in hookah. They finally jump out though, Scourge and Scuba covering their lines, but it's planted for the back of sight, and APOS can play back over towards defender spawn. Scuba on top. Scourge going for the wide swing. The verticality doesn't work. APOS takes that kill on a silver platter. And now it's just down to one player in a 1v1. Scourge now trying to go for the defuse. Headshot from APOS! And APOS with a Red Bull clutch pulling Virtuoso back into this game.
A lovely clutch indeed. He set up that start for a gravel, but things change, and you gotta improvise. Takes out the Nebula, and APOS, a massive clutch to keep his team alive in this series.
Ke cancel, apalagi ulti jet lagi pakai Kayo kan ke cancel, aduh ulti jet langsung hilang, pakai pistol doang kita. Kalau memang nggak beli senjata kalau pakai ulti jet, ngeselin itu agent. Jadi menurut gua cukup lumayan kepake man itu. Bisa jadi sentinel juga menurut gua, bisa jadi, bisa. Ya, dua initiator satunya entah Sova Sky, yang satunya sentinelnya jadi diganti pakai Kayo. Masih bisa. Menurut gue masih worth it. Itu agent CS banget man. Dia punya flash, punya molly, tinggal smoke doang yang gak punya ya. Flashnya pun sama, throwingnya sama gitu, lemparannya lurus.
Lin with 2 big kills with the Spectre. Can we get an ace? Lin finally gonna be able to get one. No! Scuba finishes it off. He's gonna be able to get 2 kills out of it. One more player in the bottom of mid and one more player in hookah. That flick from Scuba.
Imagine.
Berarti harus dinner terlalu menggokil.
Flick of the year most likely. You're absolutely right. But still,
udah
a 9th round back for
Ultimate-nya aja mungkin dikurangin dikit waktunya. Tapi kalau misalnya dikurangin,
we're still waiting up now for KCP to pick up back their rifles.
Gue masih oke aja sih Kayo.
And we can finally see what their bind defense is all like.
Paling kasihan Raze, iya men. Man ultinya Phoenix masih bisa deh. Ulti Phoenix terus ulti apa lagi ya yang masih bisa tuh.
Prone to the fakes. I think if anything, Scourge uses the fake.
Kan nggak lucu kan? Come on, let's go, langsung balik lagi. Masih bisa kalau Phoenix tuh. Apa aja ya yang nggak kena tuh?
This all comes out iconic. Smoke goes down. Now they've got a chance to really re-aggress here. The pop flash at the ready.
Drone hilang udah pasti.
And in comes Scourge. They can't hear that TP from where they're at.
Apalagi itu tuh Kayo tuh counternya kalau kita jadi attack. Itu tuh counternya Sentinel.
However, look at the positioning of that
spike. Bukan maksudnya Sentinel tim, itu counternya Sentinel. Trap lu mati, robot lu mati, nanoswarm alarm lu mati. Jadi itu trapnya bener-bener Sentinel Kayo tuh. Drill counternya Sentinel.
But instead, again, it is that first contact that we were looking for. But Virtuoso is still going back into a 3-man B site.
Makanya masih enak dan attackernya bakalan lebih banyak punya setup kalau misalnya lu pakai Kayo. Buat ngunci-ngunci skill kan enak banget.
Flash goes in to clear out the octagon. There's one play underneath. I think this could actually be denied here. Oh, Scourge! He wanted to set himself up, Lin, but he goes a little bit too early. And Scourge is ready for the peak and here to mop it up. The janitorial crew. Odorous finds 3. It's 10 rounds on the board for KCP.
Smoke.
Yeah, KCP alongside of Odorous. They've got the Pine Soul. They've got the mop. They're ready to sweep this one up. They're ready to put this one to rest, Sully, because KCP, they finally got themselves back in an economic form. They only need 3 rounds more. I mean, it's not looking all too great for Virtuoso, isn't it? Just on paper. Let's see what they can do, though. They still got those rifles back. It is kind of unfortunate that because of the rebounds, A-Pop and Lin are left down to a Sheriff and a Spectre. But we do have an ulti ready. We have 2 more ultis for Virtuoso. Very, very close to being charged. This next round could be an absolute war.
It has to be Odorous. Look at this. He's trying to take the war to them. He wants the fight. He wants all the smoke as he leaps out from it. First fate goes their way, and the Pioneers, right off the bat, right off the rip, have got one to show for. Look at this, there's already another TP set up by Scourge.
If
the beat pressure feels too much, then he's gonna take the
mau right click kanan. Ini orang ini di kanan gua, di boxnya KB kanan tuh. Pas right click tuh langsung hilang gara-gara ultinya si Kayo akhirnya ngeselin, cok.
Very end. The main focus is back towards B. I feel like at this
Juggernaut juga masih bisa apa? Juggernaut apa, Cuk? Juggernaut apa ya? Oh, gua tiba-tiba mengingatkan sesuatu. Kayak nama tim PUBG dulu ya, Juggernaut. PUBG PC dulu ya. Jago juga mereka tuh dulu.
Now you just gotta watch out for Iconic over towards Long. The rest of Virtuoso still sitting around that hookah area ready to pop. And this round, the defense for KCP is slightly less in terms of manpower. Still, that Viper's Pit is going to be a huge problem for at least the player going out. And now J-Mo gonna have to be able to fight over in this corner. How is J-Mo still alive? Virtuoso only has 1 player left.
Dia ngebadanin, memang harus kayak gitu. Gak apa-apa mati, yang penting lu bikin hit teman-teman musuhnya gitu.
3 kills, and now it's KCP landing on their feet with 11 rounds under their belt. Virtuoso
Allah Akbar, hero Dota. Gue main Dota gak terlalu main anjir. Gue taunya Lina di Dota tuh. Gue bener-bener MOBA tuh.
Do you force here and try and not play for overtime and instead play for 13-11, or do you save and know you have to play against overtime? It's a mental thing. And Virtuoso have gone for the prior. They're gonna force up here, everything on the line. And what's the take going to be? It crashed out for Scourge and he feels the pressure. Scuba. He has no idea what that could turn into. And Lin approaches
awal-awal pandemi, gue masih inget banget gue buka joki Mobile Legends.
Showstopper to lead, but is it going to be enough? The A site is just so
keahlian apa? Oh, Mobile Legends lumayan jago.
He's gonna get gunned down from the sky.
Yeah, Physic with a big one onto Lin, but still watch out. That Hunter's Fury could be able to make up a little bit of space on side, but indeed no.
Bener-bener di Breeze tuh paling ngeselin aja. Kalau lu jaga side. Tapi masalahnya di Breeze ini Sentinel tuh kurang banget.
Scourge is able to get 2 more.
Apa yang harus dijaga?
The economy for Virtuoso is in shambles. The round is over. It is flawless for the Pioneers.
Emang Qualifier ini sekarang udah mulai annoying banget buat Jet kan. Di dash balik lagi.
Qualification points.
Ngeselin aja.
There we go. And it's Virtuoso who knew the
25 kill aja
economic
Ngoderus.
situation they were throwing themselves into. They
Iya di
knew
Breeze.
they had no economy left over when they forced in that last round. They are going to
Di Breeze
suffer
tuh
the consequences.
kalau ada Kayo ya bener-bener ngeselin juga. Lu ngadu aim lawan 5 at least bisa dapat 1 tapi di trap gitu. Cuman ada pos yang udah mereka masukin udah dapat space itu. Kalau bisa lu dapat 2 itu yang masih untung, makanya bisa gue bilang kalau bisa lu jadi jungler minimal tuh 2 harus dapat. Gila banget anjir. Kayak gitu bisa berlari sambil jalan. Emang kekuatan Phantom tuh beda nih. Wallbang lagi.
Virtuoso, they are getting meat grinded without even taking a step right into sight.
Iya, Sagi masih enak banget.
Sagi bener-bener better daripada Sen.
Sagi tuh gak bisa dibilang Sentinel kalau menurut gue. Entah kenapa gue kayak kurang gitu. Kalau Sagi dibilang Sentinel tuh kayak ya, emang Sentinel sih. Tapi ya,
a very deserved victory, but we won't have time to break it down now. We'll see you guys in just a second to break down this dominant victory.
Udah selesai semua berarti ya? Main 10-10 ini udah 2-0.
Não é um rush rápido, tá só o missing lá no respawn, lá na base.
Gua tutup aja.
5 contra 5.
Ini kita lihat meta Breeze, cok. Ini berhasil dilatih juga.
E o Riot quis muito e encontrou, né? Encontrou o Xion, também pegou uma posição ali do jogador que tá pra entrada. O Twist também pega mais uma eliminação e agora a situação é 4x3. O teammate ainda vai pra ele dar uma segurada, mas tem que tomar cuidado no limite, né? Porque o Liaz acabou sendo disputado fora da ultimate. O Luke resolveu, mas o Flex consegue 2 eliminações. Momento importante agora, tem a ultimate o Crane. E o Crane vai ganhar tempo. O Crane vai fazer o que ele precisa pra ganhar esse round no time. E realmente não vai dar tempo, Tisha. Não vai dar tempo. O trabalho, ganho nos recursos, mais uma vez, mas quase. O susto foi grande.
O susto foi gigante. Se não existe essa ultimate do Pletzlet, ele jogando ali dentro, acabou. A Valibia tinha perdido esse round, mas o Pletz usou toda a vantagem. A Vibe é muito forte, ela fica muito forte ali dentro. Visão e tudo mais. Então, ele usou muito bem esse ultimate, ele leva 2 jogadores e você percebe que ele vai jogar o veneno de cobra antes de morrer, pra tentar ganhar ainda mais tempo no Defuso. Ele aparece já pronto pra jogar, mas ele é eliminado. Só que o Crane lá atrás dá um bom ultimate, porque qualquer tiro desse ultimate eliminaria um dos 2 jogadores vivos. Então era uma vantagem importante. A Valibet faz o 11º round, não quebra no Org ainda tem um armado, mas o jogo tá no limite, Let.
Bahkan di sini 2 controller pun masih not bad, masih oke.
Mais uma vez a insistência vai ser nesse spike side B. O Riot dificulta um pouco esse trabalho, né? Logo o Xion caindo de cara e o Lutz também.
Lumayan gambling, cuma enak juga.
E agora, hein? São 3 jogadores vivos por parte da Van. Vai ser uma decisão difícil porque ou o Tex consegue fazer esse costinha muito bem e devolve, que é justamente o que acontece, mas ainda precisa de mais, não consegue, e agora a situação fica difícil. Parece que o jogo não quer acabar. Cheirinho de 11 a 11. Vamos ver se eu dou uma de melão aqui na transmissão. Realmente vai dar bom, mas... vamos ver se eu consigo zicar aqui ou não. Tichin, parece-me um round bem difícil pra Van conquistar, mas eles ainda vão tentar.
Parece um round bem difícil pra ser zicado. Acho que nem os poderes do melão conseguiriam esse. Tem round, né? São 2 jogadores muito mirudos ali no Missing Crane. E se a No Org jogar errado, um por vez, né? E tentarem resolver isso sozinho, Tem round.
Metanya...
Tá chegando por trás ali o Conan, né? Tá na saída do metal pra ir pela caverna, barra orb. Então ele pode surpreender.
Dua initiator
vai ganhando espaço na base. Você percebe que a dupla do time da Liberty quer tentar matar alguém antes de colocar essa spike no chão. Né, pra forçar a rotação. Mas isso não acontece porque ninguém dá a cara. 2x4.
Aduh!
Já viu, Matheus.
Lagi naik gitu.
Meu Deus.
Esse timing foi muito cruel e agora o Conan pode pegar o Queen aqui de costas. E é o que acontece, porque o Queen já cai. E agora o Missy vai ter que fazer um trabalho surreal. Leva o Mateuzinho, não conseguiu levar antes ali, que foi muito cruel pra ele, mas era uma situação, como a gente falou, difícil. Acho que nem o Melão realmente com seus poderes aqui ganharia esse round pra Van. Já que assim... acho que percebeu esse padrão, né? Me parece aqui que a Nobar não percebeu esse padrão direto pra B e começou a dar mais combate, dificultando bastante, né? Esse ganho de espaço aqui por parte da equipe da Van.
E se o Pletz consegue o abate no Mateuzinho ali, o round poderia ter sido totalmente outro, né? O Pletz fez um trabalho de infiltrar muito bem, eliminando ali o Twist, mas faltou um abate a mais. E agora, quem tá quebrada é a Van. Então tem xerifes, tem uma Guardian, tem uma Phantom só e ali a Marshall. Então a Van vai com tudo já pensando num 12-11 da Nobar.
Pakai Vandal pun dengan handgun, tapi sekarang sampah banget anjir Vandal.
Importantíssimo pro time da Nobar vencer esse mapa e levar pro terceiro e último dessa série.
Handgun sekarang.
Se pega ali realmente aquela kill Pletz, era a história. Era o round ali pra se fazer história e pra tentar buscar realmente a Van. Nossa, não passou! Ai, o timing pode ser cruel demais pro Diaz. Vamos ver se ele vai estar ligado. É uma pedrada afinal, não tem, né? O armamento dos sonhos do Missing. Quase acabou sendo solado ainda, mas o Diaz conseguiu perceber e resolveu na bala. E agora o Conan também.
Enakan spray kalau pakai Phantom. Iya anjir, sumpah.
Xion tá deixando sonhar,
Kepala tuh jarang kalau pakai Phantom.
É um X3 dele agora, né? Muito difícil. O Mateuzinho em cima da parede faz o 12º ponto. Temos o map point pro time da Noorg. Se vencer aqui, teremos e levaremos tudo para o terceiro e último mapa. Twist matou 26 agentes. O Missing quase consegue uma grande vantagem para a Liberty nesse round.
Gue sekarang lagi pakai Vandal yang baru kan.
Separado, Missing de um lado, né, o Pletz do outro, dando na cara. Acabou que o Xion, que tinha realmente um armamento ali, não conseguiu trazer de volta. Teremos uma pausa tática da Van Liberty. É a pausa pro tudo ou nada para tentar imaginar, né? Onde tá jogando no org, como tá jogando.
Live dari kapan? Tadi subuh.
Uma coisa que a Van Liberty fez pouco,
baru jam 5
berarti jam 5 kurang kalau nggak salah gue sabe aquele faz pro
gue lagi nonton NA yang split
todo mundo fazendo
map
split
pertama
como a org fez muito bem. Tô sentindo falta desse tipo de tática do lado da Van Liberty.
Sim, pois é. Eles tentaram fazer ali um pouco mais de infiltração, né, pro metal com o Cypher, mas acabou não dando muito certo, né? O Missing acho que... Eu não lembro agora se foram 2 ou 3 rounds que realmente falhou, ele foi spotado, de cara foi o primeiro a cair, então assim, foi um pouco desastroso, mas é algo que vale a pena insistir mais, de repente planejar outra coisa, mas é uma tática que funciona, uma tática boa. Agora, é pausar agora também pra quebrar um pouquinho desse ritmo da Noorg, né? Lembrando que a Noorg pausou ali depois de 3 rounds ganhos em sequência pela Van. Ganhou, depois de acho que depois, assim, perdeu na sequência, mas ganhou de volta, conseguiu se recuperar, agora assume a vantagem no placar.
Kenapa kalau nggak ada flasher pakai OP sama Odin jadi enak banget ya? Iyalah, nggak ada yang counternya, Cek. Nggak ada yang counternya, Cuk.
E o Conan também pode usar isso como aquele
operator nggak bisa diusir. Enak buat nge-pick kecuali nge-swing bareng. Kayak nge-swing 1 nge-swing 2 buat counternya. Cuman kalau pakai jet lu bisa nge-dash. Itu buat refragnya susah jadinya. Kalau dapat 1 langsung nge-dash kan jadi nggak ada refrag. Nggak ada nuker. So lu pakai flash kayak beberapa cornernya lu.
Ele não viu o jogador ali. Twist!
Ya miss.
Meu Deus, Twist!
Wah,
Deus, Led!
Dia kira bakalan headshot satunya, Cok. Sayang banget, anjing.
O que aconteceu assim, tudo bem, acontece comigo, então com você eu perdoo, tá perdoado, mas meu amigo tinha a oportunidade de fazer um grande milagre e fechar esse mapa e agora acaba ficando 4x4, Tisha. E vários ultimates ali pra não utilizar.
E ainda o Xion tem ult pra poder revelar onde tá a Viper ali dentro. A gente brinca, né, que o ultimate
da Viper kalau lawannya Odin jadi mati konyol.
A gente sempre quer ir puxar onde tá o ultimate da Viper.
Mas aim pakai Odin tuh paling susah.
Tem o Xion pra usar o pássaro, pra usar os repolhos.
Udah spray.
Mais um avanço tá errado, meu Deus, tá acontecendo com a Noorg.
o time da Nobar tá sendo muito punido, né? Não conseguiram explotar ainda. Opa, agora sim. Cai o Luke, cai o ultimate. 2 eliminações. O Liazzi, né, foi ali pra cima pra tentar ver se conseguia algum abate, mas voltou pra região de segurança. E agora o Let's, que vai abrir esse ultimate. E a casa começa a cair um pouquinho o Conan. Vamos ver se Conan, o brabo, tens o que é preciso pra resolver essa situação junto com o Mateuzinho. É Mateuzinho ali ainda com a cura disponível. Pode ser um ponto importante o Veneninho dar uma atrapalhada, mas acaba não pegando.
Acabou o ult do Conan.
Importante eliminação. Xion já sai de cena. Agora
dia
só
dong palanya,
vai resolver. O Let's vai se aproveitando ali do posicionamento ultimate. O Liazzi quebra ali a posição. Consegue trazer pro 12-12 Tichinha. O Twist quase deixou a torcida, a pessoa que acredita, né, que torce pra Nobar sonhar, mas conseguiu a Van ali, deu uma leitura, dominar o Spike Site B e fazer a diferença.
Não pode, Lash. Não pode errar esse tipo de round. O Luiz, ele primeiro toma um susto que tem um jogador parado, aí ele tenta o preciosismo não, ele tentou dar um tapa em um, né, e pegar o segundo, só que o tiro dele de Vando no primeiro jogador não pegou, ele consegue até matar o segundo que tava ali agachadinho, mas aí ele é treinado muito rápido também, né, pelo Liazzi, e aí a coloca o ultimate segue a linha do manual, joga dentro do ultimate do Viper, joga todo mundo ali dentro, foi o que o Liazzi fez, e eles ganharam 12-12, viram os lados, overtime, lembrando, quem fizer 2 de diferença, leva. Se a Van Liberty ganhar, vence a série. Se a Nobar ganhar, teremos mais uma.
Importante bala do Crane. Foi treinado, mas já deu um pouco de combate nesse metal. Chama a atenção, né, do time da Van Liberty em direção a essa região aqui. São 3 jogadores ali já tem. O Let's agora vai retornar pra cobrir um pouquinho de espaço da B. Mas o Conan, que bala importante pra cima do Xion. Pra trazer agora o 4x3. Pois é. O avançar ali foi surpreendido. E agora vai vir o drone aqui pra tentar, né, disputar alguma posição. Missem bem escondido dentro da pirâmide. Olha, quer treinar qualquer custo pro Liazzi, hein? Esse funcionou, Tija.
Esse deu certo.
Itu nambah akurasi,
né? Todo mundo avançando no metal. Missem agora conseguindo.
Feel-nya beda, feel nembaknya. Kayak Vandal. Kayak Prime itu kayak enteng banget. Terus Naga tuh kayak enak tapping-tappingnya. Soalnya dari suaranya gitu.
Tem um flanco agora do Mateuzinho. Mas você percebe que a Van Liberty está ligada, que isso pode acontecer.
Akurasi dari senjata, dari feel nembaknya.
Não viu não.
Dan gue merasakan itu. Pasti semua pemain kayak punya skin favoritnya buat spray, buat tapping-tapping gitu.
Tinha pego só a pontinha do casaco ali da Sage, mas aparentemente realmente não. Mas ó, o plant vai acontecer em direção a B. Foi spotado.
Lu juga gitu gak bang pernah ngerasa biar 2-0 ya? Sering lah.
Agora sim, mas não
lebih enak gitu, istirahatnya lebih
sabe que o jogador vai ter que vir pela double doors ou vai descer na queda ali, né? E voltar pelo meio, mas o Luke antecipa muito bem, é o 2x2, round importantíssimo nesse overtime.
Cuman kalau
tem a vantagem, sabe, então os dois jogadores
tergantung kalau matchnya seru ya entah kenapa gitu best of 3 ya why not gitu best of 5 kan seru kan kalau misalnya timnya seru gitu apalagi kalau di grand final kayaknya wajib deh 3-2 gitu maksudnya
13-12 a Van Liberty que vira todo o jogo e tem o match point, Let.
Nah iya, Prime Phantom.
Que jogo absurdo, que recuperação,
enak
né,
juga,
serius,
Prime Phantom.
Lembrando que no momento ali que a Nobar foi atacar,
dan gue lagi nunggu di shop gue nih. Udah reset kan jam 5 kan, setiap jam 5 jam 6 tuh reset itu, store.
Não deixar o Conan marotar,
kalau ada Prime Phantom,
ganhar esse espaço foi pra mim dos grandes momentos aí. E esse 2x2 que realmente ficou no detalhe, né, mas a antecipação ali também do Liazzi fez toda a diferença para buscar esse abate e conseguir, né, no caso aqui, o defuse. Então 13-12 realmente. E vamos ver agora o Conan que quer avançar, Tija.
Ele é uma reina, né? Ele pega o primeiro abate, sai a linha com dispersar, tem o twist agora de operator e o round vai ficando bom pro time da Nobar. Tá com cara demais, um overtime. O time da Van Liberty tentou um rushear padrão, né? Todo mundo ali pela orb, barra caverna.
Walaupun yang kosong adalah tim favorit, bisa jadi cuy.
Ganha muito espaço por dentro aí do metal.
Pasti orang-orang belakang layar tuh, orang-orang bagian broadcast apalagi ya, ya kenapa tidak gitu, pulang cepat ketemu keluarga lebih cepat gitu kan, pulang apalagi kalau ada istri anak gitu, pulang ke rumah lebih cepat
com o Twist, que é dos bosses aí, né, do time da Nobar, fazendo muita
dari tim yang tanding pun 2-0 ya biar cepat biar kita push rank lagi atau yang lain.
Viu o Conan?
Nggak ada ya? Itu kan ini keculik men, satu keculik anjir. 5 lawan 3, sekarang 3 lawan 3. Menang nih HL nih. Ya, harusnya menang ini. Oke. Buset tuh.
E agora é o 3x3 o time da Liberty vai usando bem. Vai ser sovado, ó. Vai ser sovado. Crem é o rei dos sovas nesse mapa. Nesse mapa não, nessa série, né? Tá sovando todo mundo e um 3x5, moleque.
Ada Hunter's Fury. Aduh, sayang banget.
O Luke foi buscar agora é o bíceps.
Iya elah, ada Hunter's Fury, kenapa nggak tarik, cu?
Pegou ali o Xion num timing preciso e consegue o design da Spike, mas assim, tava realmente, como você falou, 5x3.
Kenapa ya? Dia emang bagus. Dia pengen coba buat nge-reflect itu. Ruginya kalau misalnya nge-reflect ya bisa 1-1 atau memang 2 orang mati gitu. Tapi at least lu harus nge-try buat nge-reflect. Lu bisa lihat, pengen coba buat reflect, tapi si Luke-nya lebih siap buat dapetin 2 kill itu.
E ele se esconde de quem tava vindo
pela caverna,
né? Mas tava na frente da Double Doors, tava do outro lado da pirâmide. Ali o Luke conseguiu com bom posicionamento empatar 13-13. Nenhum operator agora nesse segundo overtime. Inverte o lado de novo. É a Nobar que ataca e a Liberty que volta a defender.
Tapi kemarin dia kalah lawan XCN.
Pois é, vamos ver agora porque quando vai pro overtime é sempre tudo
realmente yang dulu sih gua suka.
Os ânimos à flor da pele,
sekarang
né?
Cuma berubah berapa
eu gosto
orang
de falar, porque meu amigo, cada detalhe ali faz completa diferença. Então realmente, como a gente falou, o Luke
Caster bilang lah, adalah 22-2 enggak dong. Kira CS.
Ficou pro 1x1, mas trouxe uma bela vantagem de volta, né?
Pernah itu 2018.
Vamos ver como que reage a Van voltando pra defesa. Teve problemas, né, como eu tinha mencionado, mas conseguiu vencer no primeiro round do AT.
Kayaknya master
deh. O problema agora, Let, é que esse metal tá livre pra aquela tática de parede, abrir o portão e descer pra...
Oh, Celeste. Iya, tadi mereka juara tadi.
É a mesma tática, de novo.
Cakep banget Kohol, maju,
cetak
ke arah A, pusing jadi jangkarnya, mati juga kan di side-nya.
E agora já são 2 jogadores que caíram e o combate é muito forte, embora o Pletz consiga devolver.
3 lawan 5 nih.
Leva o Conan, mas ainda assim, 4 jogadores aqui pra
jadi jangkar di Breeze tuh.
Vai ter que se organizar bem
bener-bener harus kuat, men.
Agora pra esse
ngejaga side-nya, sumpah.
Lembrando que ali o Lias tem bastante opção. O Cream vai tentar também, quem sabe, fazer um spot e ganhar espaço. Mas o Pletz
PCT qualifiernya udah selesai. Kalian bisa cek aja di Valorant WhatsApp-nya itu qualifier. Berarti ada 8 tim. Terus kalian cek aja di Valorant.one apa sih _1up. Valorant Indonesia _1up, tim yang masuk ke main event ada 8 tim, 7 dari qualifier, satunya boom invited.
Double pick. Difícil a troca porque jogando junto assim de mãos dadas é complicado. E o 14º ponto chegou
minggu depan. Kalau nggak salah
a tática que mais deu certo pra Noorg foi essa, né? Você vai no metal, a de pareda e abre o portão, e aí você pega os jogadores que estão dentro do spike site nas pirâmides de lado, não tem muito o que fazer. Ainda tem uma bang da Reina na saída, né? Um olho voraz ali que não deixa você fazer nada, ter a visão. Então não tinha muito como o Missing, principalmente, escapar. O que aconteceu quando a Liberty conseguiu as vantagens na defesa foi quando alguém dominou o metal. Nós vimos isso no primeiro overtime, né? Alguém avançou o metal, dominou e não deixou essa jogada acontecer. Dessa vez, a Liberty deixou passar e a Noorg agradece. Inverte de novo, Let. Noorg vai pra defesa, Twist já pega a sua operator e a Liberty volta pro ataque. O que deu certo pra Liberty, Let? Foi ir pro Spike Site B, tentar usar bem ali da esquina, entrando pro B, até mesmo do arco, da entrada mesmo do B pra cima do pilar. Se isso deu certo, talvez seja o lugar que a Liberty deva atacar novamente.
Tactical pause.
O que me surpreendeu é que parece que a Wanda imaginava que eles iam fazer a mesma jogada do metal de novo, né? Porque não é possível. Eles falaram, não, vamos mudar, porque né, já fizeram isso tantas vezes, foi de novo e deu muito certo. Mas vamos ver qual que vai ser agora a estratégia da equipe da Wanda.
Kalau teknikal berarti ada issue
foi isso, né? Foi isso que você mencionou em questão AB, mas assim, usando muito recurso.
Itu teknikal.
Usando muitas ultimates, às vezes. É importante que o Crane, por exemplo, esteja vivo, né? Pra conseguir trabalhar ali com o kit do Sova, o Xion também. Que quando ele cai muito cedo, acaba sendo
Tapi tim yang ngalahin Ae pun kalah sama Somnium.
Pra justamente tirar a visão. Mas vamos ver qual que vai ser a intenção aqui. Aparentemente marcar um pouquinho.
Câmera, fio, avanço, caverna, no timing. Na hora que o Crane tirou a cara, o Riot estava, o Kono tá avançando. O Crane vai ter essa visão, mas é difícil treinar. E Let. Tá com um cara que vai acabar.
Senam otak bang, pagi-pagi, satu kali satu.
Assim, se não conseguir essa trade agora, né? Agora o Missy acabou sendo marcado.
Satu lah.
Pode ser, assim, ninguém vai, aparentemente vai avançar pra puni-lo, mas são 3 jogadores contra 5. Precisa infiltrar de alguma forma, tradar. Parece que eu vi ali o Xion, hein?
Aduh, kita lihat.
O Xion já tinha ouvido a movimentação do Luke.
Ini akan menjadi map yang kedua. Map yang ketiga.
Teve aquele SOS ali pro Mateuzinho. Mateuzinho ajudou. E agora tinha 5x2.
Jadi attacker.
Agora
mau bagaimana lagi?
Tem que chamar o melão de última hora pra fazer a dança da chuva. Pra ver se acontece alguma coisa.
Hampir AWP-nya miss.
Virar esse round. Tá muito encaminhado pra Noorg, é um 4x2, é só Noorg jogar certo, o Kone chegando pelas costas, mas é tradado.
Kesalahan kecil yang harus tidak dilakukan.
Será que Zicam?
Ini bisa keculik, dapat poin 2 lawan 3 sekarang, udah rotate 20 detik.
Porque assim, já aconteceu essa rotação pra A, mas eles podem aqui dominar um pouquinho mais pra mim, filtrar B,
mulai dilakukan.
O Luke.
Ya ampun, ada wall dong.
Ele tá ouvindo tudo.
Dapat satu.
O primeiro Missing troca, nossa, que roundaço do Missing. Se ganhar esse round, já escreve o nome aí, já escreve no muro da GH e no muro do Office o link do Missing. Vamos lá. Revelou, hein? Já sabe de onde tá vindo a galera pra contestar. Pegou o primeiro. Meu Deus!
14 round.
Baixinha do céu, as estrelas.
Ya ampun.
Deu certo pra Van. E a gente conseguiu a zica do século aqui.
Não, peraí. A gente conseguiu, a Noorg conseguiu a entregada do século. Como é que me perde um round desse? Um 5x3, depois um 4x2,
F1 adalah kosin lah.
Eu estou sem palavras.
Eu já quero deixar aqui um recado, falei, ó, se o
ini kan kesalahan minor yang tidak harus dilakukan.
Dan akhirnya jadi aí, o pessoal da Van
poin.
Estão assistindo.
2 lawan 5 loh.
E vão saber que tem que escrever o nome dele lá porque merece.
Udah sih mentalnya kena sih harusnya no 2. Ini HL menang.
E a Noorg, Tisha, vai chamar de novo a pausa tática pra conversar, porque assim, você falou tudo, era um round ganho, era tudo a favor da
Lu kalau nonton di live-nya Pak Jong, dia main mulu sama Pak Jong.
Tudo deu errado, no final, porque assim, também
dia sekarang udah
total do Missing, né? O
udah, maksudnya berkecimpung jadi
sponsor
atau lain-lainnya,
mesmo agora os dois jogadores estavam revelados pelos
seus ultimate. Perorangan atau enggak,
assim,
enggak tahu juga.
Meritaço pro Missing, mas a Noorg precisa realmente conversar.
Eu concordo totalmente com você. O mérito total do Missing, jogou demais, mas ainda quero pontuar. Por exemplo, o Conan não precisava estar costa ali. Era um 4x2, joga junto, Let. Joga junto. Quando vê a informação de onde está o adversário, aparece os 4 na tela dele, sabe? Joga realmente grudando ali os agentes. E não foi isso que aconteceu, porque eles conseguiram pegar um jogador na B, aí eles pegam o Conan de costas. Então, assim, primeiro eles fizeram um 2x1, depois outro 2x1. E aí depois do 2x2, o Missing mandou muito bem no 1x2, né? Tava de operator, teve que passar de classic, ou de short que ele tava. E acabou que o Missing teve a vantagem. Então, um round importantíssimo, 14-14. Inverte os lados de novo, inverte ali os lados, a própria Van, né? Agora o Cypher jogando pra B. Interessante, eu gosto bastante do setup do Cypher na B, viu, Let?
Yang diikutin ya.
2019 porque um espaço ali menor ele pode ter bastante controle. Ele foi revelado, hein, o Missing, hein? Pode ser perigoso ali, embora eles estejam segurando bem. E o Xion agora também. Nossa, ninguém teve esse controle do meio e não avançaram ainda em direção do Double
swing-swingnya
gila
banget.
Ficou difícil segurar. Biase consegue a boa troca, depois que o Mateuzinho também leva o seu. 4x3, situação vantajosa pro time da Noorg.
Sin Kostan,
e ela tá ordenando ali, planta Spike, vai, não demora não, que a situação aqui tá complicada, né, tá difícil, parede daqui a pouco vai cair,
itu Kosin itu di dunia asli. Pakai nggak sih? Buat apa?
Agora sim, agora sim.
O problema que eu tô sentindo na Liberty, eles deixam muito espaço. Quando é na A é no metal, é pelo meio, agora quando é na B também é pelo meio, tipo, tá faltando alguém olhar algum lugar, tá? Sempre o Conan consegue surpreender.
Satu sebelumnya segila.
Essa info do meio realmente foi crucial pra rodada, porque quebrou ali a defesa que tava montada.
Padahal pertanyaan Kompas di Google. Bangsat juga.
O Falcão não conseguiu.
Lu nggak tahu jawabannya kan. Oh gila, 1 lawan 3.
Na verdade, finaliza o Riots, mas é trocado na sequência. 2 jogadores caem. E o Crane...
hampir.
Quase que o Crane consegue levar o segundo, mas a vantagem numérica era muito boa.
Berapa ya? 17-15 dah. Ayo, prediksi.
E o time da Noorg não deixaram 30 bates na mão do Twist.
Padahal pertanyaannya di Kompas Google, berarti jawabannya Kompas juga di Google.
Esse mapa, mais map point.
Ngasih lampu berarti smart
mais uma vez que o Conan consegue um espaço gigante. E um round onde começa com 2 abates rápidos lá no Org, né? A Vanibet tá todo round
dari
tendo que jogar na desvantagem numérica.
Masuknya jarang lewat gerbang side.
Entah dari gerbang side B atau side A.
Tadi pas mau masuk side A, dia lewat hall. Mau masuk side B, dia lewat mid.
Essa ideia pode ser uma ideia muito interessante, né?
Itu boleh dicoba.
Isso. E assim, tem um pouco mais de controle desse meio, essas brechas, né?
Mampus 2 kill, cok. Lu bisa lihat. Anak Apex tuh kayaknya orang.
A bala do Mateuzinho e do Luke já conseguiram punir na entrada.
Agora acabou, né?
Udah. 3 lawan 5. Ini jijik beneran ini baru.
Será, Tichinha? Falamos isso antes, hein?
Não é a primeira vez que a gente escuta.
Udah ini 16-14.
Pois é. E o Missing sozinho foi buscar. Agora
udah 2 lawan 5 lagi. Kalau sekali lagi dapat gila sih ini.
Ainda tá tendo um certo desencontro ali, ó. O Let's tá avançado. Agora pode ter, quem sabe, pegar essa informação. Vai pegar a informação. Na verdade, conseguiu se esconder ali o Plets, né? Mas o Conan também tá buscando esse spot, buscando essa brecha, vai que encontra. E o Twist já sabe, ó. Entrou na mira, tchau.
Map 3, it's real.
Se o Missing ganhar esse 1x5 aí o time da Noorg pode desistir do mapa. Não é possível.
Aí todo mundo do time tatua o nome dele. E ele quer.
O Ratasi nggak lucu, man.
Ó, esse é o buff que a gente deu pro Missing, né? Não é possível.
Ok.
Não,
Map 3 is real.
16-14. Olha o mapa que a Van quase me foi buscar, Tichinha.
Let, começou bem a Noorg, a Van ainda conseguiu levar para um overtime, vários overtimes, mas no final das contas,
telat kan, lu jawabnya pas udah 16-14, cok. Pas udah bener-bener winnable, anjir.
No mapa Breeze para mostrar realmente que é um mapa que ainda temos muito que aprender, muito que estudar.
Udah ngantuk gue
muito difícil de ser jogado também. Ambos os lados, a Noorg empata.
Gue pengen coba sebaton, cuman gue takut sama header.
Também da partida. E os números, principalmente, para falar muito sobre o Twist. Matou 30, mais de 30 ali no final, né? Avançou com a sua operator, foram 32 no final das contas. Mas acho que, Let, a Noorg mostrou bem porque escolheu esse mapa. Era o time que mais abusava das entradas, dos lados, das coisas que o mapa tem a oferecer. A gente vai ver isso nos melhores momentos.
A header tuh ada top donator gue.
Jogaram, assim, muito bem nas brechas que abriu a equipe da Van, assim, a defesa realmente, assim, a composição era interessante, né? A gente até mencionou o Cypher por conta dos avanços, né?
Mau bikin subaton, gue takut sama ini orang.
Ataque por conta de fazer esse lurking, surpreender, né? Mas as brechas do meio, do metal, né, que utilizou a Noorg pra ganhar esse espaço, fechar com a parede e obrigar a Van ficar perdida, não saber pra onde olhar, não saber como tradar, foi justamente o que mais teve sucesso. E no final, no overtime, o que fez diferença foi justamente a Noorg jogando mais em conjunto, apesar de alguns erros, né? Apesar de alguns vacilos que acabaram acontecendo.
Apa bang buat nambahin
duit makan ya. A Noorg, não vou dizer entregou, né? Mas jogou de maneira que não deveria ter jogado. A Liberty soube aproveitar todas essas falhas, soube voltar. O começo da segunda metade foi muito forte para a Liberty. Eles chegaram a abrir, se não me engano, era 5-1. A segunda metade, encostaram, chegaram a virar o jogo, 10-9, e o time da Noorg acabou se encontrando de novo na defesa. Acho que principalmente depois que o Twist começou a puxar o operator, começou a aparecer. Começou a criar espaço, ele foi um cara
kepotong anjir. Nah, ini kelihatan.
Também de todo mundo.
Ini kelihatan
claro,
kalau sekarang.
Os flancos do Conan. Algumas vezes o Conan quis demais e acabou prejudicando um pouco a equipe, mas a maioria dos flancos dele foram muito bem feitos, Let.
6 juta.
Cara, e o Twiz, né? O Twiz, pra mim, foi o nome desse mapa pra Nobar, fazendo um trabalho fantástico, indo buscar esse jogo. Muitas vezes, né, começando fazendo a diferença totalmente, assim, colocando a vantagem no placar de início pro lado do seu time. E esse também, esse overtime aí, todo mundo na hora jogou muito bem, apesar de, como eu falei, né, de ter alguns tropeços, eles conseguiram se recuperar com base na tática, né? Percebendo qual era o ponto fraco da Van e punindo.
Nggak asik suka pamer PC. Dikasih kata gue takut sumpah, takut gue cok, sumpah.
Overtime dele muito bom, importante para alguns rounds. Nós estamos vendo aí o round milagroso.
Lucu, nanti kan gue nge-cash online. Nanti gimana gue nge-cash online, cok? Masa iya live terus? Nggak bisa lah. Gue takutnya ada kerjaan dan lain-lain. Gue masih ada beberapa kerjaan sampingan juga soalnya.
Jogo longo, 30 rounds.
Bang, malam mampir ayo Senin, hari Senin sekarang. Gue udah
ada scoreboard pra exaltar aí principalmente o Twiz. 32
nanti lah, nanti gue live kita mabar.
First Bloods, Let foi bem demais o Twiz.
Oke deh, kalau kayak gitu gue tidur
teman-teman
semua, thank you udah nemenin subuh-subuh. Kalian luar biasa perjuangan subuh. Thank you juga buat... Waduh, ada Bernardo baru mau pamit nih. Ada Nobel Putra dari tadi nemenin. Tidur aja tapi live streaming jangan lah. Denny Rizky. Terus ada String Lord yang nemenin dari awal. Ada Hero juga tadi. Dan Rifki, ada Bantef, ada Yusuf.
Olha, Let, vamos lá. Nós temos também ali, né, o Plets fazendo, por enquanto, uma série muito boa do lado do time da Valíbia.
Thank you so much.
Muito bom, segundo mapa
Jadi,
também.
next kita bakal ketemu lagi. Thank you semua ya, teman-teman.
As duas equipes perderam Icebox Zone para cair aqui para repescagem, para tentar continuar vivo. E nada melhor